up, y'all? Of course, I don't have my AirPod in because I be busy. Child, I got shit to do. I be messing up. Let me see if I can get this thing done real quick because I do need to hear. Let me know that you can hear me. Hold on. Where I'm at. Good afternoon. Happy Saturday, y'all. Let me know that you can hear me. I see you. I appreciate you. Please make sure you hit the like button. Subscribe if you are new. Trying to connect my AirPod to this sound machine. I think it's on. It only gives me about an hour. Testing. Okay, there we go. All right, cool. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to Pooh Man. I see you, Boo. Thank you so much for being here last minute on a Saturday. Because, child, you know I got ish to do on a Saturday. No live stream tomorrow because I got to go see my Diddy. Tomorrow. Maybe in the evening when I get back. We'll see how I feel afterwards. This is my lunch. Rockin' protein builder. 30 grams of protein, child. That is my lunch. I can't wait. It is hot, y'all. No complaints. It is warm AF. Today is a humid day for sure. And this morning, I was out this morning to go walking with my girl, and it was raining. It started raining. I said, what the ass? So we had to cut that short. Like, it was raining. And last night was storms. I don't know if y'all had storms. I think we talked about that. Or maybe we didn't. There were storms yesterday, and then in the evening it was storms. And then, so in the morning, this morning, it looked dark. I was like, all right, it's done. I'm going. Let's go and get over there. And then it starts raining. So whatever. We did as much as we could. And then that was that. And you already know where I went, which is where this came from, actually. Dollar General, $5 off. And I don't even know how much I saved today because it was so many people in there. The line was long. It was a long line today in Dollar General, if you can believe that. So I don't even know how much I saved. I'm going to have to look at my receipt. I ain't even got no earrings on, y'all. I am just effed up here today. Sorry. It is what it is. Anyway, so we're going to catch up on Diddy. And then, you know, I got some foolishness for you. See how it ended. You know, Cassie is done. Her, yes, and I used my $5 off. I did check for that. I definitely checked for that. But yeah, Cassie's last day was yesterday because, you know, she's pregnant and she has to, she needs her beauty rest, and we don't want her to go into labor on the stand. We absolutely don't. Shout out to, I missed it. Shout out to Kofa in the building. Yes. I didn't even have to say his name. He's coming up today on today's podcast. Shout out to Kofa to end my videos now with that face. I told you, I said, as soon as I saw that face on Kofa, I said, I'm going to be able to use it somewhere. If it's a problem, Kofa, let me know. I'll take it out. But if not, child, that is a staple, at least for now, until I find something else that makes me laugh. And then and then I have to change it. But thank you all for being here and being good sports and everything. Shout out to Alexander X. I see, boo. Now we're about to have a wet t-shirt contest. My bad. Lord have mercy. Anyway, y'all make sure you hit the like button, subscribe if you are new. All right, cool. I appreciate you because I think it's hilarious. So let's go ahead and get this party started, child, because I can't be here all day. Let me start off with some foolishness. Child, I've been searching out some cruises because, you know, I ain't been on a cruise in a while. And, you know, that's just unheard of. I've been in a bad mood. That's probably the reason why. I got to get the F on up out of here. Like, I feel this heat around here, and it's just not good humid because it's not like I can go to a beach where I can see my feet once I go into the water. Ain't nowhere around here that I'm trying to get in the water. Nowhere around here. The shore, the beach, nothing. Jersey, Delaware, nothing. Okay. Caribbean. And one happens to be available the week of my actual birthday. So I'm trying my best not to book it. I'm supposed to be saving money. Okay. Because, you know, this economy and everything that Trump is doing is causing everyone to not be able to pay their student loans. You can't eat, you can't sleep, you can't do anything because he is the cause of everything.
Because Trump bad.
Again!
Because Trump bad.
Going, you're being a racist!
And of course, with all the racism, and I got black fatigue, y'all. Don't forget, Not my cruise terrors. Don't forget I have black fatigue. I'm tired of being black. So I got to do something to make it work. You know, whatever the hell it is they trying to say with black fatigue. My black fatigue is I'm sick of Negroes. They give me fatigue, okay? Not y'all, you know what I'm saying. Anyway. So look, I found this. I was like, I forgot to go to the New York Post, but this is a New York Post on Instagram. So it says, grieving California woman who miscarried days before Carnival cruise requested refund from company and was denied. The audacity. Are you kidding me? Because technically there is a limit to what your, now I know she miscarried, so sorry for her loss, right? But there's definitely a limit on when you can go on a cruise if you're pregnant, like where you are in your trimester. I believe it's like 20 to 24 weeks, which is little at half or over half. But you know, your medical things can happen, right? It can happen on the cruise, it can happen off the cruise, it can happen on the way to the effing cruise, child. But you could have a heart attack, you could have a stroke, you could have anything. And it's like, so what does that have to do with them that this happened? And, you know, people act like, oh, they could have. Child, I don't understand what's wrong with people. I just don't understand what's wrong with people. Her issue, sorry for your loss, has nothing to do with this company over here. How many times do you think that people will start talking about, I had a insert whatever, you should give me my money back? Now imagine if it was her and she was in business, something happened to someone that purchased something for her and they all started coming back saying, you think that she would be open for that? I'm thinking no, allegedly, but child, what do I know? The caption from the New York Post says, a California, child, that's half the problem right there. She from California. That's half the damn problem right there, because y'all already crazy, all right? California woman who miscarried just days before her planned trip on a Carnival cruise, shout out to the Carnival Dream, was forced to repeatedly recount the painful ordeal. Listen to the New York Post, right? Was forced to repeatedly recount the painful ordeal as she pleaded for a refund from the company. Now listen to that. She was forced to repeatedly, over and over and over again, recount the painful ordeal as she pleaded, please, for a refund from the company, which denied her grief-stricken request. Come on now. New York Post, I'm gonna need y'all to do better than this. Y'all really gonna be acting like she was out here on her hands and knees. Oh my God. Help me, Rhonda. Help me. Child, take that loss and move on. Go home, rest up, get your womb together, no shade, and come back tomorrow, all right? And just repurchase another cruise. That's just not gonna happen. If you go and you cancel within a certain amount of time, you might be able to get some of your money back, but obviously this was last minute and it's just not gonna happen, Captain. First comment says, why is this news? Why is that Carnival's problem and travel insurance is available for a reason? That is absolutely true. Obviously, they didn't have any travel insurance. You never know that you're going to need travel insurance until you need travel insurance. So my suggestion is to get it because you just never know. Shout out to my dad. I'm just saying. That's normal of all travel bookings. Policy is policy, unfortunately. The entitlement tells me who they voted for. Shout out to Logical. I see you, boo. No, she didn't say. Now, I'm sure it was thousands of dollars, but the point is, ma'am, shit happens, unfortunately. This one says, seriously, Carnival, none of you know how far along she was or how devastating this is. Show some compassion. Give her money back, right? Carnival isn't going to be guilt tripped into a refund over a miscarriage. They're not going to be guilt tripped into anything because it has nothing to do with them. That's on you and yours. And again, that's what travel insurance is for. But people don't want to purchase it because they just think it's a waste of money and nothing will ever happen. Better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. That would be my suggestion. But child, like I always say, what in the hell do I know? Good luck to those people. Moving on. All right. So I'm going to start doing a series on scams, y'all. If you didn't see the video from earlier today, please make sure you go and you look at it with the people who were scammed when good old Emily called up and said, child, you need a loan? I got one for you. And then took them down this rabbit hole. And now they're over here saying it's not right, it's not fair. There's so much going on scam-wise. I can't wait. I'm going to put that on Miss Michonne React. So make sure y'all are following that channel as well. So for this right here, this is an investigation into missing rent payments at a Prince George's apartment complex. Y'all know that we be talking about people with their rent and their mortgages and stuff like that. I've heard this, but let's go ahead and hear what the heck it is that's going on here and see if they are doing the right thing. Let's put it like that.
I think that it's unfair that it's been almost a year at this point and there's been no resolve.
Tonight, a Taking Action update into the disappearing rent payments in Prince George that left residents facing eviction. 8 News first broke this story back in September as police launched.
So my first problem is, how dark is he? Is it just me? Do y'all see this complexion of this man? How dark is he? Child, he darker than my Thin Mints, okay? Like, what is going on? Who is this man? Tether, child, allegedly.
An embezzlement investigation.
For months, 8 News investigator Roland Wilson has followed this situation very closely. So now what have you learned, Roland?
Well, Eric, Deanna, neighbors at Puddle Dock Place apartments tell me they are still frustrated, confused, and disappointed after thousands of dollars worth of their rent payments just disappeared. Many wondering what happened. Now, that is a very question I've pressed property management about for more than 7 months.
We don't know anything. They keep us completely in the dark.
For more than half a year, Puddle Dock Place residents Kendra Tonic and Brooke Lindsay have been
Wait, hold on. I missed that part before. What the hell is this place called? Puddle Dock.
I've pressed property management about for more than 7 months.
We don't know anything. They keep us completely in the dark.
For more than half a year, Puddle Dock Place residents Kendra
Puddle Dock. I promise you I'm not moving to Puddle Dock. I'm just saying. Not Primetime said I'm a colorist. African blue. Maybe that's what it is, child. He just looks, Computer Geek says blue black. I don't know, child. He just looked like not unreal, honestly. He doesn't even look real to me.
Tonic and Brooke Lindsay have been waiting for the facts to finally come to light. We introduced you to the two back in September after they say 4 months worth of rent payments totaling thousands of dollars vanished.
I was worried, fearful. I didn't know what to do, what to think.
At the time,
4 months of rent payments vanished. Where do they do that at?
Apartment management told Tonic and Lindsay they were facing eviction for not paying rent.
So this is where I get confused, y'all. Okay, and I'm gonna rewind it a little bit. 4 months of payments are missing. Now they're going to have an eviction allegedly. Where's that money? Where's that money from the 4 months, right? So if you pay by check to your rental and the money is missing, the money should still be in the bank. Am I right or am I wrong? Am I right or am I wrong? Okay. If the money went to them and the thing was cash, then you get a copy of the daggone check and say, what the hell are you talking about? And then we should be looking into fraud by way of your bank. All right. It's just the money is missing over here. You're about to be evicted. We don't know what's going on. What am I missing? And even if they did one of those, I think you can now pay online or something. And you did that. And then it went through. Then did the money come out of your account? Because if it did, then you can go to your bank and get your proof and you shouldn't be getting evicted. But if it didn't, the money should still be in there. I don't understand. Maybe it's just me, child. Maybe it's just me. Come on, child. What is going on?
Thousands of dollars vanished.
I was worried, fearful. I didn't know what to do, what to think.
At the time, apartment management told Tonic and Lindsay they were facing eviction for not paying rent. But 8 News learned Prince George police were investigating the disappearing act for embezzlement.
Had we not contacted you, Roland, we would not have even known that there was an embezzlement case.
For the past 7 months.
What does the embezzlement case have to do with you, though? So they can be under embezzlement. What does that have to do with you? Where's the money? If the money is gone, then here's my proof that I was paid. The rest of it is your problem. The rest of it is your problem. It was made out to you. Y'all might be embezzling right here because we're going to take this to the judge when the time comes. So I don't know what y'all doing because here's the proof that you cashed it. It was made out to you. It went from me to you, and that's it. That's all. The real book says the money just came up missing. You don't know. I don't know. I don't understand this. This sounds crazy to me. I'm not saying that it's going to be easy to deal with and everything, but I would be in there every day. Child, cool, here you go. It should be stamped for deposit only or whatever the name of the Puddle Duck apartments or whatever, something. And if not, the money should still be in my account. The last thing I'll be worried about is being evicted by these people.
Since learning about the investigation, I've continued to ask the property management team how many residents were impacted, how much money is unaccounted for, and where the office stands in resolving the issue. I even visited the leasing office recently, staff there declining to comment or identify themselves.
They don't want to answer questions when we ask about it. So it makes it complicated for us because we're trying to stay on top of it, so we don't get evicted.
The only details residents have gotten are the ones I've received. In September, management told me they were committed to resolving these matters effectively and ensuring the well-being of our community. And in December, management said they were tracking any payments that residents have reported as missing. But since then,
what does that mean? We're tracking payments that
management said they were tracking any payments that residents have reported as.
So then that sounds like the check didn't get cashed, right? The check didn't get cashed. If the payment is missing, the check didn't get cashed. So then that means the money should still be there. And again, if the check did get cashed, then I have proof that you cashed my check. Why in the F am I getting evicted? You better go to hell. All right, y'all.
As missing. But since then, no communication. Tonic and Lindsay say their past due balances have gone down, but their accounts haven't been fully adjusted, and they believe management hasn't taken accountability.
This wasn't a month or 2 months or 3 months. This was $5, $6, $7, $8, $9. I mean, I'm talking $7,000 and $8,000 that they're trying to get off of single parents who are already living in low-income housing.
Oh no! Oh no, gentlemen! I got another SYCBM situation for y'all. 2 for the price of 1. 2 on 1 show.
Accounts haven't been fully adjusted, and they believe management hasn't taken accountability.
This wasn't a month or 2 months or 3 months. This was.
Hold on. In the words of the MSG King, ain't she cold? Reaper, I'm glad you're here. You can speak for the MSGs. She cold, ain't she? In the words of the MSG King, she cold, ain't she? Y'all should be SYCBMing it up. 2 for the price of 1, okay? 2 for the price of 1.
Taking accountability.
This wasn't a month or 2 months or 3 months. This was $5, $6, $7, $8, $9. I mean, I'm talking $7,000 and $8,000 that they're trying to get off of single parents who are already living in low-income housing. It is financial bullying.
Financial bullying. Y'all better get on over here and help these women. Here you come. Y'all better get over here and help these women. They need your help. They got troubles going on. I don't understand this, but I'm trying to understand. But not Cry Me a River. Come, shout out to Justin Timberlake. Y'all ain't ish.
Now, Prince George Police tells me charges could be filed later this month. This is a story, of course, that we will continue to keep our eyes on. For our previous coverage and full statements from the property management team, be sure to visit our website.
What property management team? I thought they wasn't talking to y'all. All right, whatever. Anyway, child, I'm still trying to figure out what color that man is to begin with. Second of all, I'm trying to figure out where the money resides. And third of all, child, I'll be working on moving from out of there. That's just me. Moving on. All right. Let me go to hold on. Where are we going? It happens to be over here to our friend Kofa, who is in the chat. Of course, I had to go over here and make sure we bring this up. So as we go into start talking about Diddy and Cassie, it looks like Kofa put this up because this has been an interesting week for you gentlemen, okay? Is DDG and Haley Bailey, obviously Cassie and Diddy. Chris Brown is now in jail in the UK and they will not let him out until, well, he has to stay in jail till his court date. Let me say it that way. From something that happened in 2023, if I'm not mistaken. Now, mind you, Chris Brown should be keeping his hands to himself and he should know what not to do by now. Whole different live stream. I'm just saying, okay? So Kofa brought this up because I'm assuming that we would think back to this because Haley Bailey took out a restraining order on DDG, so he can't see his kid. She has sole custody on the strength of her saying that allegedly he was manhandling her, for lack of a better way to describe it. All of a sudden, it's always after the kid gets here that all this trauma and drama starts, which takes us back to Kiki and what's his name? What is his name? Darius. Remember, she took out a restraining order and said that he did this, he did that, he did this, he did that. And there's all these biatches in the comments, not Kofa's comments, but these comments of the blog saying something had to have happened. It's like, do y'all not remember any fucking thing? Just because she says it, that makes it true? Oh, anybody can't get a restraining order. There has to be something there. Clearly that's not true because this woman right here said it and then we found out that it wasn't effing true. Just because you go there and you say it, the judge has to do something. And that's when you get the trial date and then you are able to say yay or nay on what happened or what didn't happen, right? So I'm assuming that's one of the reasons why Kofa brought it up. He says, Keke Palmer is a liar too. The Army doesn't play about DV, especially now. Any real paperwork would have kept Darius out of the Army. I agree with him completely. You go to the military and tell them that somebody in there is doing something they're not supposed to do. I've heard about it. I have a military family, so I've heard about it. They ain't playing no effing games, especially when it comes to a man or a woman. One story in particular is a relative who got pregnant by a person in the military, and then he acted like he didn't want to take care of this baby. Oh yeah, because we have a whole military family. Someone else was able to advise and say, you go and you find his whatever the fuck it is, child. I don't know. Excuse me. Did all that. That dude didn't have nothing to do with that child, but I tell you, he had to pay for it. He had to pay for it. And then they found out all through his, whatever the hell y'all got, your rankings, your people, your bosses, whatever the hell they are. And that didn't, look good for him. Whatever. We don't care about that. But you really can't just be around here just doing and saying whatever the hell it is that you want to. And then, the military is just going to be like, that's okay. We don't care. You do what you want, right? Kofa said it is so easy to get a restraining order a lot of the times. We've seen it. We've seen it with these celebrities, and they still in the comments talking about you can't just get a restraining order. There has to be something there. Yeah, somebody opening their mouth and saying whatever the hell it is that they want. They do it so quickly, you can say whatever you want. And then when you get to the court date, that's what you got to prove at that time. We just went through this crap with her. So I'm glad that you actually brought it up. And then you put the guys of the Army part of it into it. You're right. I've seen it. They would have been on his ass. Now, I don't know if we would know that, but they definitely would have been on his ass. Kofa said, call that commander real quick. He's coming off child support. The Army will adjust that pay real quick for you. I'm assuming you mean for Darius if they had stopped it or whatever. But these people just act like they just don't want to hear anything. It's just like, just because, where are the apology videos from Keke who lied? And then they got back together. It's because somebody says something to you, you don't like it, they break up, we don't want you, whatever. Then everything got to be blown to shit. The same story over and over and over again. And now it's the DDG. And again, I don't know him like that. I don't even know Haley Bailey like that. But it certainly seems like a wash, rinse, repeat situation. Two people that probably didn't even know each other well enough. They get pregnant. Everything is everything until it's not. Then all of a sudden, you bad, you mean, you ain't good. You did this to me. You did that to me. And now you can't see your kid. Because that's what it comes down to. So why is it that you can't see your child? When I know there's ways that you can exchange kid without even you having to see them. Why is that not ever an option? Why is that never an option to say, go to my mom's house or go to, I don't know where. The police station is an option too. And exchange the kid and let that man see his child. What, like, why do they get to just be like, no, you don't get to see the kid? And then you bitches around here wondering why nobody want to deal with y'all's asses. It's because of shit like this. It's exactly because of shit like this. And I don't fucking blame him. But it's still SYCBM Kofa. So shout out for that post. So going over here, oh, this is the other person. Excuse me, this shit with Tori and Meg. So Eye of Horus has this up, and his caption reads, "Now y'all see how Black men lost control of our community. Civil courts, criminal courts, and family court are the tools our women use to suppress male authority. They'll threaten to take your freedom, finances, or family away if you don't do what they want." I don't disagree. I don't disagree. There's too many stories that we see all damn time to show exactly that. They'll wait. They know the system is rigged against the Black man, any man, as far as I'm concerned, and they use that to their advantage. The destruction of the Black community was an inside job. Kofa says she even claimed he heard the baby shaking my head. Haley Bailey did that. Excuse me. Demon Women SYSBM. I can't even argue about SYSBM, to be perfectly honest with you. This is getting insanely ridiculous. It is the same story over and over and over and over and over again. This reads, "What's happening to these men is a perfect illustration of how Black women, excuse me, use the racist legal system as a tool to punish and control Black men." Now, he's going, I'm not for the racist system is the reason why, because if these people were racist, it shouldn't matter. It's a Black woman, it's a Black man. I don't think it has anything to do with racism, but I feel it definitely has to do with women versus men. Because again, I see plenty of people, not just Black men, going through the same thing. It's stupid. And if it's my kid too, why the hell do I have to check with you over our kid that we made together? It just never can penetrate in my brain just forget that these people have money for a second. And I know there's all different situations here. I'm talking about Haley and the other one from the other page. You go and you have sex with these people and you allow yourself to get pregnant. And I said allow. You allow yourself to get pregnant. And then when something don't go the way that you want it to go or whatever, then it's you decide what happens to the kid. And it never is a decision of you still can see this kid, you still come get this kid, you still take care of this kid. Why is that not a thing? Why is it not a thing? Because then you get on the TikTok and whine and complain that being a single mother is so hard. Well, let that MFer see his kid. Give yourself a break. The break that you should be getting is from the person that laid down with your ass, not from anyone else. And nobody else is obligated to help you with your damn kid. It's crazy to me to think that you want to sit there and say, woe is me, just because he don't want you, don't mean that he shouldn't get to see the damn kid. Child, this is half damn crazy. So then the shit with Tori and Meg. Now, I'm not well versed on what happened here. I do know that Tory Lanez was STABB'd up. Like, I feel like that man must be lucky to be alive. I think it was 14 times, right? So allegedly, I think Kelsey is the one that actually discharged the weapon in that situation. I don't know how that's coming out now. That's what I always thought it was, to be perfectly honest with you. That's what I always thought it was. But child, whatever happened, they gave her immunity, if I remember correctly. And then she just said whatever the hell it is that she said. Meg sat there and lied in our face when she was sitting there talking to Gail, talking about, did you have relations with Tory? And she sat there and lied. And I didn't even need them to come back and say that she lied. You can see, because I know bitches, she was lying. You stuttering over that question. Did you have relations with Tory? Girl, child, please. We already know. I mean, allegedly, but you're not fooling anyone with this. What is the problem? If you like the dude, you like the dude. You F the dude, you F the dude. What the hell is the problem? So when they did, I don't disagree with you, computer geek. I don't disagree with you. So when when Meg, Kelsey was over and Tori was over at Kylie Jenner's house, because that's where this started from, right? Tori was flirting with Kylie, and I believe Kylie was still with whoever her baby daddy was. I forget his name. Scott. And it's cleared, seemingly allegedly, that something was about to go down with those two. Now, mind you, he had already been effing these two over here, but he was still going for his shot with Kylie, right? So I thought they left mad because Meg more so than Kelsey, that he was flirting with Kylie. And this is from what I remember too. So then they left. I think they all came together. Pretty sure Tori could have found a way home. They came back. They came back to pull him away, in my opinion, allegedly. This is my thought process. This is what I believe happened. And Meg pulled him by the ear to say, you're not going to stay here and F her. I'm not going to have that, because she didn't appreciate that, right? And so if he had stayed there, he probably allegedly would have been with Kylie, and that would have been that, and then he would have went home on his own or whatever. But no, they had to come back and tell him what to do. Now, he an idiot for listening to anybody else and being taken off of his square. And then if he had gotten in trouble on that, and that would have been his problem, right? But I'm just saying, that's his idiot self for listening when he knew damn well what was about to happen and what he wanted to happen clearly between the two of them, right? So they probably argued in the car about it. Wouldn't that make sense? Arguing about what you was about to do with Kylie, and how could you, and blah blah blah. And then Meg is allegedly a person that drinks a lot, allegedly, and may not be able to handle her liquor, allegedly, from what I understand, what I have read, and what I hear. Shout out to Trey Songz. And so when you're drunk, you all on 15 as opposed to being on 2. And can you imagine what that conversation was? Oh, you know what? Hold on. Probably sitting up here just like this, y'all. Y'all already know. Shoot, I haven't been over here in a while.
Just to let you niggas know, we don't need y'all. We want y'all, but we don't need you.
20 years later.
Our black men, we want all y'all back. Because we love you, we see you, kings, and most importantly, we need you. And most importantly, we need you.
And most importantly, we need you.
I'm sure it went a little bit different than that. It was probably a lot louder than that, right? But Kofa said no firearm residue on him and none of his DNA on the American Freedom Tool. So how this ended up being the way that it ended up being is still beyond me when you think about that, right? And then Kelsey got immunity from what I understand. So she can say anything at this point. And honestly, right now, if she has the immunity, just say that it's figured out that maybe, allegedly, that's what happened. Can anything even happen with her since she has the daggone immunity, right? I don't know. Any lawyers chime in. I just played one on YouTube. So everybody just believes Meg. I believe Meg. I believe Meg. Well, are we listening to what's going on? Or are we just going to sit up here and just because y'all love Meg and y'all hate men, you're just going to go along with this daggone narrative and then turn around and say, no one wants to date us. No one wants to see us. Nobody wants to marry us. You can't have it your way all the way. This ain't fucking Burger King. You can't take people down and then turn around and then wonder why they don't want you, why they give you a hard time, or, you know, whatever the case may be. This is not rocket science. This is not rocket science. There's too many people that are still in comments that are saying stuff. This one right here said she's unfollowing him because of this post right here. First of all, we already know, don't announce your unfollowing. Just go ahead and do it, right? Reaper says, no, she can't, but Meg can be. Okay. All right. Child, I don't know. This one says, now this one's talking about Cassie. She loved that multi-million-dollar lifestyle, the red carpet, the trips, and the couture clothes. This comment, self-control is a superpower. I agree. I have no space for empathy for anyone who's a victim of their own consequence. And I agree with that as well. But you know, ain't no consequence, ain't no accountability, none of that. This one says, Black American women, play with at your own risk. To find a good one is like a needle in a haystack. I hate to hear y'all say stuff like that, but obviously, you know, I hear that a lot. The lack of accountability and the ability to be corrected is ruining them and their men. I get what you're saying, but Sean Combs is guilty, 100% is guilty. Well, it depends on what you're talking about, because if you're going to tell me that he's guilty of X trafficking, maybe I don't know what it means. I don't think so. I think there's a lot of willing participants that wanted to be in his presence and would do anything for him in order to be there, right? This one says, yep, we all for it, and they lure us in by using the cat. Come on now, y'all. Once we get locked in and we don't comply, off to the court system we go. I do believe that. As soon as you think that you're going to say no, or you're not going to do something that, you know, some woman doesn't want you to do or want you to do, and you say no, then it's like, oh, well, then this is what I'm going to do. I do, unfortunately, thoroughly believe that. That's bullshit. And that's something when you can go over there and say, oh, well, I want a restraining order because such and such did such and such with no proof. That's how that happens with the restraining order. You don't have to have any proof until you go to the damn court. So for the person that said that they can't do that, you don't know what the hell you're talking about. Shout out to Reaper with the 10 memberships. Shout out to you, boo. As always, supporting the channel. Thank you so much. If you did get a membership, please make sure you thank Death the Reaper up in here. I appreciate you. Shout out to all the channel members. Thank you so much for your support. So I was glad that he put this post up to show these situations. It's been a rough week, y'all. And, you know, luckily Tory Lanez is still alive. He has to be traumatized by that, right? This is half damn crazy. Anyway, let me go ahead and move on over here to the New York Post, also known as page 6. So Cassie stopped her, well, yesterday was her last, hold on a second. Thanks. Yesterday was her last day on the stand because she's pregnant. You got to be careful with her. I mean, I'm not saying that you shouldn't be, but this is a whole man's life that's on trial, and she's the star witness. But, you know, make sure you're worried about the star witness, right? She's the star witness, but the defense has a limited amount of time that they can cross-examine her to try to save this man whose life hangs in the balance. Child, make sure she get on up out of here, child, because she got to get to the hospital. Anyway. So Cassie's husband issues a powerful statement as wife concludes grueling Sean Diddy trial testimony. So this is updated as of May the 16th at 9:49 p.m. So everybody's been talking about Alex Fine. Some people are saying that he's going to leave her. I feel like he already knew what was going on. I already felt like he knew what was going on because he was the trainer. He was in the home. And if all these other people saw what was going on, you telling me that he couldn't see? You telling me that he didn't know? You telling me that they didn't discuss whatever it is that was going on with her and Diddy, and that they didn't? Not the ultimate. Oh Lord, man, Zed is up in here. He said Cassie simp. Oh no. Primetime said Alex is the true pimp. Okay. Cassie's husband Alex Fine released a powerful statement following her emotional 4-day testimony against her ex Diddy. Over the past 5 days, the world has gotten to witness the strength and bravery of my wife freeing herself of her past. Ventura's husband said in a statement, which was read by attorney Douglas Wigdor on Friday, I have felt so many things sitting there. I have felt tremendous pride and overwhelming love for Cass. I have felt profound anger that she has been subjected to sitting in front of a person who tried to break her. There they go. Power couple. Feel pregnant right there. Okay. Fine continued by calling out Combs and all of those who helped him along the way. Please note this. You did not break her spirit nor her smile that lights up every room. You did not break the soul of a mother who gives the best hugs and plays the silliest games with our little girls. You did not break the woman who has made me a better man, the statement continued. Cassie saved Cassie. Hold on. Come on. Cassie saved Cassie. She alone broke free from abuse, coercion, violence, and threats. She did the work of fighting the demons that only a demon himself could have done to her, he concluded. Ventura also released a statement thanking her family and her advocates after delivering her traumatic testimony, y'all. This week has been extremely challenging, but also remarkably empowering and healing for me, she said in a statement. I hope that my testimony has given strength and a voice to other survivors and can help others who have suffered to speak up and also heal from abuse and fear. For me, the more I heal, the more I can remember, and the more I can remember, the more I will never forget. I want to thank my family and my advocates for their unwavering support and am grateful for all the kindness and encouragement that I have received. The statement closed. I am glad to put this chapter of my life to rest as I turn to focus on the conclusion of my pregnancy. I ask for privacy for me and my growing family. So there she is, pregnant. There's her with the other kids, adorable. So now they're saying that her husband showed up to support his pregnant wife, 38. She only 38. Lord have mercy. Throughout the 4 days of gruesome testimony she provided, was named in court Friday when his relationship with Ventura was put into question by Combs's legal team. The Bad Boy Record founder's attorney, Estevo, probed Ventura about the timeline of her relationship with Combs. Ventura previously told jurors that the disgraced music mogul, who is currently on trial for racketeering, conspiracy, blah, 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 raped her in August 2018. However, in her 2023 bombshell lawsuit, in which she accused Combs, 55, of graping her, physically abusing her, and forcing her to have sex with male prostitutes, she claimed the grape took place in September 2018. Now, I guess that's a big deal. It's August to September, you know what I mean? But whatever, they're going to try to do whatever it is that they need to do, right? Combing through previous text messages, which we went over a little bit yesterday, exchanged between the two, Estevo, the attorney, showed the court that Ventura and Combs had been intimate on September 27, 2018. So what that means is that she willfully had sex with Diddy after he allegedly raped her. So whether it was August or September, right? They got together again on September 27, 2018. And then it says at the time, Ventura had already been dating her now husband with whom she is currently expecting her third child with. So her and Alex Fine were together when she was allegedly messing around with Diddy again. Ventura went on to clarify to the court that she had not been raped on the night in question and confirmed that she had received a FaceTime call from Fine, 32, during the interaction. Child, this is crazy. Child, this is crazy. I'm slowly trying to go through it and understand it properly and correctly. So she was raped at some point in August or September. Then she went and had sex with the alleged graper. And then in the act of doing whatever they did, because child, who knows what they did, her boyfriend calls and she answers the phone in the middle of the child. Interesting, right? Shout out to Dre Harden. I appreciate you, hun. He said for her husband to accept her pasta, I can understand. But for her to double back and chest on him after accepting her is peak simp-ish. Cancel her. Oh, no. Oh, no. Clearly, Dre does not care. Shout out to you, boo. I appreciate you. Everyone, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe if you are new. Manzette said, told y'all Buddy was the cleanup man. He was willing from the gate. I feel like he had to have seen something since he was the trainer that Diddy hired, mind you, to train Cassie. Maybe for her next album, child. Ventura went on to clarify the Me and You singer claimed the personal trainer eventually learned that she had been sleeping with her ex. So this is what y'all supposed to do, gentlemen, okay? Even if she's effing someone else and you find out, you still should be marrying her, just like Alex Fine did. That's what y'all supposed to do. Damien said, I've never been the cleanup guy. Sean said, this is most men's worst nightmare. What, to call up and she effing somebody else, or being the cleanup man? Shout out to Uncle Rick in the building. Sounds like everyone was in on it, in my opinion. Agree. But it looks like he's the only one that's taken a fall for all this. He couldn't have did all this by himself, right? So, the Me and You singer claimed the personal trainer eventually learned that she had been sleeping with her ex. She also testified that he punched a wall when he found out about the alleged rape. So I have a question. Was there an alleged rape because Alex found out that she was still messing with Diddy when they were supposed to be broken up and they were together? I don't know, because I'm trying to understand this part here, that he learned that they had been sleeping together, and then she tells us that he punched the wall when he found out about the alleged rape. Shouldn't he be punching the wall when he found out that you was on? I'm not a man. So this is me thinking allegedly. Y'all let me know. I'd be punching the wall to find out that I called you while you was in the middle of Xing your ex, and you answered the phone so that I could what? So I don't know if he saw anything, if he heard anything, right? I would be punching a wall for that reason. If I find out that you've been raped, I would care for you. I would cry for you. You know what I mean? Allegedly. I would hurt for you. You know what I'm saying? So did she say that? I'm just asking questions. So not y'all, but anybody that comes through, don't come for me. Because things can be questioned when you're putting it out here. You can't just take people's word for everything that they freaking say just because they say it. I don't know. That little bit of stuff, it just seems weird to me. That's just me. Wilco said, my guess, they had an argument for Diddy to crack Cassie, or he's the ultimate. I don't know. That's why I'm not a man, right? But I would think that would be an ego, EGO, hurt bad enough that it would be like, I don't know if I can do this. Is it? I don't know. Y'all got to tell me. Because I've, from what I understand, it's usually if you all find out that your girlfriend, let's just say, you're legit together. Not if you talking to other people and you're trying to figure it out. Not if you're just dating. I'm talking about you together. And then you found out that she's effing her ex and answering the phone for you while she's effing him. I feel like that's disrespectful. Maybe it's just me. I feel like that's disrespectful. You call me back. Child, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to see that. I don't want to know that, right? But somebody can say, it's you just being honest. Uncle Rick said it's over with nothing to discuss. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, child. I got to turn this light out. It's hot. Maybe it's just me. So that's why I was thinking, okay, well, maybe she's saying about the grape and is a little bit confusing on it, because maybe she was saying that in order to kind of justify what just happened. Kenneth said, hell nah, don't call me no more. Okay. Degenerate said that's a done deal. Okay. I figured that's how most men would feel, but not Alex. It's over, beyond disrespectful. The Real Book said, hold on, boo, give me a couple hours. Okay. With you, sis says, buddy, go and get that bag. And he's gotten it, hasn't he? So we found out it's 20 million from the thing with Diddy when he settled it. It was 20 million. Everybody thought it was 30 million. And she signed an NDA. Then she gets to be the star witness for the prosecution. Daniel said, "You cheat on me, it's biatch be gone over here." Okay. All right. Not cancel that biatch. I'll buy another one. I don't even think I have that on anymore. Shout out to y'all though. Okay. Ventura first took the stand Tuesday and emotionally divulged the traumatic parts of her decade-long relationship with Combs, which included testimony regarding her participation in his freak-off parties and his alleged physical and emotional abuse throughout the course of their time together. Her testimony concluded on Friday afternoon after the prosecution argued that they feared Ventura's lengthy testimony might cause the singer to go into labor, which would risk a mistrial. Combs has denied everything. So I still think that's a little suspect to say that she can't participate because she might go into labor. So we're done here and you got to go. I still think that's crazy, but that's just me. What the hell do I know? Anyway, so that was the New York Post. Let me move on to this news broadcast on CNN and see what they have to say. First week of testimony concludes and Sean Diddy Combs is trial. Let me acknowledge the new DRUG. Thank you, hon. He said Cassie needs a Hollywood writer. The book and movie version of this story may gross her more than 30 million. I think it just might. You never know. You never know. There's more to come for sure. Not even a question. Y'all make sure you hit the like button for me. Subscribe if you are new.
The first week of the testimony in the sex trafficking trial against Sean Combs ended with a former member of one of Combs' musical groups on the witness stand. Dawn Richard says that she saw Combs attack Cassie Ventura in 2009. Richard is suing Combs in federal court, accusing him of sexual assault and battery. She'll be back on the witness stand on Monday. Now, the star witness of the week, though, was Cassie Ventura, Combs' former girlfriend. Her civil suit against Combs led to this trial in part, and the singer and actress recounted how she met Combs when she was a teenager, worked with him under contract.
Why wasn't she just a model, y'all? This woman is beautiful. Why didn't she just, instead of singing, child, let's not go back to that. Why didn't she just be a model? Girl, you could have been on the cover of Vogue and Flog and Mode, child. You could have been making hand over daggone fist.
This record label and eventually became his girlfriend. She answered questions about how the alleged abuse began, how it led to the so-called freak-offs. She said that she was coerced into participating in and coordinating. Her week on the stand ended with Combs' defense lawyers interrogating Ventura about the incident seen on surveillance video of Combs attacking Ventura in a hallway at a hotel. And while under cross-examination, she discussed her inpatient treatment for mental health problems and taking medication for opiate addiction. With us now, trial attorney, legal analyst, and crisis manager Monique Presley. She's also the host of The Daily Show, Make It Make Sense with Monique Presley. Thank you for being with me.
Yeah, child, make it make sense. Excuse me. So Dawn, I think her name is Dawn. I think she Dirty Money. She's from Dirty Money. Maybe Danity Kane, the first girl that they mentioned, was on the stand on Friday afternoon. Because, you know, Cassie had to go, child, because we don't want her to go into labor. And so she's going to pick up everything and start going. But they just now said that Cassie is the star witness here. And yet y'all was able to say, oh, yeah, she can go. We don't need her. Like, I'm still like stuck on that. I know I've already said it, but I feel like that is just, I don't know. This is like the trial of the century. This is the biggest trial, I think, since OJ, honestly. If it's something bigger, you let me know. But I think this is like one of the biggest trials since OJ, and it's important for the defense to be able to defend themselves, especially from the star freaking witness of this case, who happened to walk away with $20 million and happened to sign an NDA. And yet here she is, the star witness who can't talk to her no more, child. She got to go have a damn baby, child. Anyway, it's just me, child. Come on, tell me what you think. This is a lawyer, so let's listen to her.
So let's start with the defense here, because their lift this week was to convince the jury that Cassie Ventura was willingly engaging in these freak-offs and this activity, that she was not forced, she was not coerced. It's up to the jury to determine that. But how much progress do you think they made on that path?
I think that the defense did what they were supposed to do this week, because though you call it a lift, obviously where the burden is concerned, the burden is on the prosecution to prove their case beyond a reasonable doubt, the highest standard in the law.
Oh, they got to prove this case beyond a reasonable doubt, y'all. Beyond a reasonable doubt. I feel like there was some doubt. We just getting started though, right? With the participation, with the text messages, with the stuff that I haven't gotten to yet, so I don't want to say it yet, but stuff that I've heard, so I'm not really exactly sure if it's true or not. But she has been saying in those text messages that she was basically a participant. You know what I mean? No, not yet. Not yet, of course, because we just getting started. But this is a star witness, and they definitely, with a beyond a reasonable doubt, they got work to do, meaning the prosecution people. So it's all on them. But it still kind of goes back to the defense can't have any more time with Cassie, the star witness, even though she's the star witness. And I need to make sure that I try my best to prove that your star witness ain't as much of a star, literally and figuratively, as y'all think for your case.
And the defense doesn't have to prove anything right now. Sometimes it looks like burden shifting and it looks like there's a case that has to be made on the other side, but that's not true. So I think because we heard a significant amount of testimony from Ms. Ventura, that maybe the jury could take either way. The defense did not have as hard of a job this week as I thought they would.
Yeah. And you're right to point out that the onus is on the prosecutors. The defense can simply stand up and have nothing to say. It's totally up to the prosecutor. So let's move to that side of the courtroom. I had a judge on earlier this morning who said that she doesn't see a racketeering conviction. I reminded her we're a week into an 8-week trial, so there's more to come.
We got 8 weeks of this, y'all. Approximately, we have 8 weeks of this. Lord, Lord, Lord. Shout out to Dane C. Thank you, honey. Said the OJ trial had over 40 million people watching daily. I was watching. This case isn't even remotely even close. Salute. Shout out to you, boo. Appreciate you. So what other one is, though? I feel like, well, we can't watch this. If we could watch this, come on now. If we could watch this, we can't watch it because it's federal and ain't letting nobody in. I think it would be more if we could watch this case. That's just my opinion, y'all. Let me know what you think.
But what do you see as it relates to that specific charge and what we heard from the Ventura testimony and just the earliest part of Don Richard's testimony?
Right, and I've got to agree with that judge. What I said, I spoke with your dear colleague Laura earlier in the week, and I said I don't see it yet. That doesn't mean we won't see it, but because Ms. Ventura has been promoted as the star witness, I don't think it's established there. And here's why. I think that there's a good bit of time being spent on domestic abuse, and while the domestic abuse is hideous, it is horrible. There's no justifying it. He's not charged with it, Victor. So.
So I was listening to someone else earlier talk about this from what happened in the week's recap. And he was saying, you know, Diddy's going to jail. Diddy's going to jail. Look at everything. Everybody's talking about Cassie. Everybody's, you know, saying that Cassie is a 304. She had this, she had that. And I'm like, I don't think Cassie is a 304. I think Cassie participated in these things. I don't think that she gets the excuse of being young. She don't get the excuse of being a child. She, you know, all these people who have clearly is a lot of people in the United States at minimum who have been in DV relationships and they're getting triggered with this and they want to take their experiences and project it onto here and just be like, oh, I believe I can fly. I don't know. Well, for those of us that have not, praise the Lord, been in that situation, we're going to see it from our perspective, right? One, you're never going to be able to come to me and say, I want to pee in your mouth. I'm sorry. I don't care how much I love you. I don't care how much of nothing. It's just not going to happen. You can't hit me one time and think that I'm going to come back and we're going to be cool. And it's okay that I think that way because that's my experience. But if we want to be objective about it all, whether it's me or whether it's them, you see these text messages. If she was allegedly raped and you come back to your rapist and you be with them, come on now. Come on now. I see that Dane said Casey Anthony. I never saw that one. So shout out to you for that. Kofa said that makes her a 304. And maybe it does, child. Maybe it does. I'm just saying her being her, even if she was because there's plenty of OF people who are involved with this who are true and honest, or not honest, but true hoes, because that's their job, is to be hoe. I just look at it from that perspective, is that I don't think that she was out here saying, you know, I'm gonna take somebody down for this amount of money. That's how I look at it. But you know, y'all look at it differently. Now, the dude that I was listening to earlier says that he thinks that the case is proven, basically, and it's like, it's been one fucking week. Like, we can't make that determination or decision yet, right? We can talk about the particular week at this point, what we think, but you can't say that the whole case is done, especially when we listen to them saying is the onus is on the prosecution to prove their case, and all the defense has to do is provide reasonable doubt. Isn't that how if it don't fit, you must acquit? Ain't that how that happened? He was out of there. If it don't fit, you must acquit. One of the best lines ever, right? So if there was another attorney on here saying that they did have reasonable doubt established from what it is that they've shown, that's all that they need. That's all that they need. Now, I think there's some of these people who are having a fit need to get their minds right, that there's a possibility that he will not get convicted. I'm not saying that that's the case. I'm just saying they need to get it together. Just get your mind right and get it together. So I forget what it is that she just said. Let me rewind it real quick. She said something else. I'm sorry, I forgot. Let me give her a second.
Our witness, I don't think it's established there. And here,
that's what it was.
This is amazing.
Excuse me. That's what it was. She said, shit.
Here's why. I think that there's a good bit of time being spent on domestic abuse. And why?
DV, they want to talk about all the DV stuff. And then she said that's not what he's on trial for. They wanted to talk about all the nasty stuff, which supposedly that's supposed to prove the X trafficking. And then they want to talk about the DV stuff, or, you know, how Diddy is. And that's not what he's on trial for. So it's like, so y'all out here wasting time on stuff that it sounds like might not matter. But then again, maybe there's a plan later on for them to have brought it up. We'll see. That's the part that stood out, you know, to me. Shout out to Pooh Man. Thank you, honey. Said, oh, this is bigger than Nino Brown. You're so crazy. Shout out to you, hun. Come on, girl. Come on.
The domestic abuse is hideous. It is horrible. There's no justifying it. He's not charged with it, Victor. So they're using it in order to show that there was this environment of coercion, but there's several things that Ms. Ventura said that lean the other way. So whether it was the initial questioning where she said the reason why she started doing the freak offs was because she loved him, whether it was her.
I started doing freak offs because I loved him. I promise you. I promise y'all. I don't care how much I love you. I'm not doing no freak offs. Child, I love you from the fuck over here with whoever comes next. I'm not doing no freak offs because I love you. But that's also a difference between one woman and another one. Some will, is that settling though, y'all? Is that settling? You'll do anything, even if it's to your detriment for that man. Whereas I got limits, and we're going to have some compromise up in here because you don't rule the world, honey. All right. There will be no freak offs here. And if that's your bottom line, then that's your bottom line. And we'll figure out what we're going to do from there. Right. That sounds crazy to me. I loved him, so I did it. Well, then you know what you're doing. Stop with this. She was young. You don't know.
Coercion, but there's several things that Ms. Ventura said that lean the other way. So whether it was the initial questioning where she said the reason why she started doing the freak offs was because she loved him, whether it was her testimony that she started to view it really was like a job, that she was the person who was making the arrangements. She was the person who was contacting the travel agent for the escorts. She was the person who was.
They try and say she was on payroll for this.
Selecting the different escorts based on certain parameters. None of that testimony necessarily goes to what the prosecution is hoping to prove. But here's the other thing I'll point out. The jury may be looking at Ms. Ventura as a co-conspirator, as a willing participant in a criminal enterprise. That doesn't necessarily mean that there wasn't a criminal enterprise. It just means to me that the prosecution is going a long way to try to prove that Ms. Ventura was forced into an action that I think they can get their proof on where Mr. Combs is concerned, whether Ms. Ventura was involved by force or whether she was involved by choice.
What if she was paid for her job? What if she was paid for her job for all the stuff that they said that she was doing? I feel like that's what this woman is alluding to, right? Oh, you can say that it's a problem now, but at the time you was on payroll for it. Now, whether it's like on legal payroll for it, maybe that was the exchange for taking care of you and paying the rent and providing maybe for your parents and everyone else, blah, blah, blah. That is a great point. Instead of saying that you were coerced and forced into it while you're sitting up here sending text messages talking about I'd do anything for you, that is a problem. That honestly is a problem, in my opinion. If you're willing so badly to do something for some man that because allegedly with the urine in the mouth and the cold sores and venereal diseases and all this crazy stuff, as beautiful as this woman is, that's what you got to do for Diddy, who ain't that good looking anyway. I know it's more than looks, but I'm just saying I can't understand it. You're never going to get me to understand that. Shout out to Dane, appreciate you. He said rumor is the feds have people on immunity. Of course they do. They're probably the same people that put Kelsey on immunity. Shout out to that mess, right? Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Shout out to Logical. I appreciate you. She said Messi is more of a watcher, not a participant. Say that shit. Say that shit, girl. And guess what? I still don't want to watch nobody pee in nobody's mouth. I'm still traumatized from that R. Kelly tape, child. Allegedly, I saw it. Allegedly, I saw it, child.
Would still be a crime if they can use the rest of the time they have in this trial to show that the racketeering and the sex trafficking actually existed.
Interesting. So Dawn Richard, she faced a few questions on Friday. She'll be back on the stand on Monday.
Dawn Richard? Ain't her name Dawn Richard?
Monday. One of the differences here is that Cassie Ventura's civil case against Combs and his companies, that's been settled. Richard's civil lawsuit is still pending. Does that impact how these attorneys approach her if they try to color this as some way of I guess, supporting her civil case? How does that difference impact the approach to these witnesses?
I think that can be argued either way. For instance, where the fact that Ms. Ventura's case, her civil case is already settled and the money's already been received, to me, that doesn't count against her. Perhaps it counts to her credibility because she chose to participate in the criminal trial anyway. However, where Ms. Richard is concerned, the fact that she is participating when, frankly, a criminal conviction may harm her ability to recover. It may harm Mr. Combs' ability to have the finances, the funding to be able to pay any recovery. So there are risks either way. I just think that as people are watching, they need to remember trials involve humans and humans are messy. So you don't have any purity tests in terms.
Oh no, not humans are messy. Oh no, not humans are messy. Shout out to us though. Woo! Lord, 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 help your people. Kobe said, waiting on the chick from Danny King to hit the stand. I'm waiting for Aubrey O'Day. If Aubrey O'Day come out here, whoo, Lord, that's going to be a mess. She couldn't stand Diddy, right? And they went back and forth all the time on making the band, right? But she ain't leave. She ain't go nowhere. She stayed. She stayed on the show. She stayed for the she only left because if I'm not mistaken, he fired her. If I'm not mistaken, he fired her. So that's another one of you got to wait till someone else does something in order for you to have it done, and then you're gonna say it's not right, it's not fair. Child, I know it's just me. Franklin said Dawn Richard can come forward. No doubt she witnessed AB, but now abuse. Now to win they win a trafficking case. I feel like the prosecution outkicked their coverage. It's only week 1, child. We got 7 more weeks to go. We shall see. And it could take longer than the 8 weeks because I saw y'all saying only 8 weeks. I feel like it could take longer. But if they're going to sit up here and say you can only have her answer questions until now or whoever, then they might be trying to get it done in an 8-week span.
In terms of your witness is on the stand and has never done anything wrong, or your defendant is on the stand and has never done anything right. There's a lot going on both sides, and it really is up to the jury to ferret that out as long as they are given the right facts and the proper instructions from the judge about the law.
Monique Presley helping us understand it. Thank you so much for joining me this morning.
Thanks, Monique.
Thanks for having me.
Joining me now is CNN senior legal analyst and former assistant U.S. attorney for the Southern District of New York, Ellie Honig. Okay, Ellie, before it began, you wrote and said it's overwhelmingly likely to end in a conviction, but it is not a cakewalk. Do you want to take any of that back now that we're into the trial?
No, I'm going to stick with that exactly, Michael. So I think the first part of that is overwhelmingly likely to result in conviction because we saw the evidence this week. I think
Child, he is a district attorney. What the hell else are you going to say?
Cassie Ventura was an extremely effective witness for the prosecution. I think she came across as credible and sympathetic and realistic in the way she described what happened to her. I think that video that we've been showing is incredibly compelling and visceral. But here's why it's not a cakewalk.
Why is there no more videos? That's a question that I have. Why? The judge said that too? That it's not going to go? Wow. What in the hell is going on? If Donald Trump come out here and give him a pardon, ooh, what if that happens? Somebody said that too. If he goes through and gets convicted, Trump could come out here and give him a pardon. But I don't know. That dude is a district attorney, so it makes sense. He can't come out here probably and say anything different, or they would look at him like he was crazy. It's only been, like we said, it's only been week 1, and Cassie was a good witness. They said, how come there's no other videos outside of the one video at the hotel with all this A-Bing going on? If they got all these cameras in Diddy's house, or he had all these cameras and they came in and they took all the computers and all the videos, there's nothing else? Maybe it'll come up later. I don't know.
The prosecutor's job here is not to prove that Sean Combs was a bad guy, a terrible guy. In fact, the defense got up and said he is a bad guy. He did commit domestic violence. But the charges here, the charges are the thing. This is not a state prosecution. This is not a domestic violence prosecution. This is a federal prosecution for racketeering, forcible sex trafficking, and then interstate prostitution.
Well, that's the second person to say that. Everything that you showed was about DV, and it ain't about DV.
And I think as bad and damning as the evidence is, it's going to be tough for prosecutors, I think, to get it to meet the definition of racketeering and forcible sex trafficking.
Okay, and one final point.
He just said he thinks it's going to be, it might be difficult. And now the star witness, can the star witness come back after she has the baby? Yeah. Like, what if Cassie has the baby next week after? She could recover a little bit, and they'd be like, girl, we need you back because, child, things ain't going the way we need, and we need you to start talking again. I don't know.
Point, correct me if I'm wrong, but consent does not provide Diddy a defense here. But to the extent that they're seeking to show that she was a willing participant, it seems like they're just trying to make the whole situation and everybody involved part of some ugly enterprise and turn the jury off. Do I have it right?
Well, so two things. So on the sex trafficking charges, there's 2 variations of them. The more serious variation is by force, threats, or coercion. So if she consented, that would negate that. There's a less serious variation that's just interstate prostitution that carries.
But you know that she could just change her mind whenever she wants to. He said that she would have to be forced in order to do it. And based off of some of the text messages, she obviously was a participant, right? So if she decided on Tuesday that she was a participant, but by Thursday, she said she didn't want to be a participant, you know what I'm saying? You know, consent can be taken and given at will. That's how I hear it. Shout out to Mr. Wombat up in here. I see you, boo. Appreciate you.
A much lower penalty. To the larger point, the first count in this case is a racketeering conspiracy. I used to charge this all the time. Traditionally, that charge is used for mob families, for drug trafficking organizations. You can see it applied in other ways, but they need to show that Sean Combs was at the head of an organization, an organized group that committed multiple interconnected crimes for a common purpose. And I don't think Cassie Ventura's testimony on its own gets prosecutors there, but this is what I'm looking for in the coming weeks. I think.
That's what does he say? Trafficking? Is that what he said? Or the racketeering? No, Diddy clearly is in charge. It's all his shit. But it don't seem like maybe, according to him right now, that they have everything that they need. Whereas everyone else is just like, because they're so feeling sorry for Cassie, this mess got to go beyond Cassie. It's got to go beyond Cassie. So they're sitting up here talking about, oh, she did great. She did great. She did great for what? For herself, of course. But does that help the case at the end of the day? Anyway.
I think they're going to build this out. I think they're going to show that this was not just a troubled domestic relationship, but prosecutors are going to try to show that this was a larger pattern of organized activity. I think it's going to be tough. I think they're going to have a hard time making out that racketeering charge.
Uh-oh. It's going to be tough with the racketeering charge. That's what the DA is saying.
But I do think they've introduced some powerful evidence that can set them on their way towards it.
I'm going to put a social media up and we'll explore it together. But I want to say something. Criminal enterprise, he's the only one at the table. Enterprise with whom?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Look, it's a good point. Technically, you can have a racketeering enterprise of one. It is not ideal. I mean, when I charge federal racketeering cases, the fewest defendants I ever had was maybe 5 or 6. I had 25 defendant cases. And I think count on the defense trying to exploit that. They're going to say, folks, we're trying to build this up into more than it is. It was a troubled domestic relationship, and they're trying to make him a RICO of 1. Yeah.
Okay, real quick. Here's that social media. I'll read it out loud. Listening to all the reporting so far in this trial, and I'm no lawyer, but I don't hear the RICO charges coming out, at least so far. That's pretty much what you were just saying. I certainly see that Combs is a bad guy who treats women like objects and is probably misogynistic. Lots of adjectives we could use, but where's the RICO? Give me just 20 seconds on that, Ellie.
I agree. If the verdict had to be rendered today on RICO, he's not guilty. However, stay tuned, because this is the task now for prosecutors. They have to call other witnesses. They have to establish there was some element of organization here. That's the challenge.
Ellie, excellent as
all right, there you go. You heard it first. You got the DA saying it. You got the DA saying it. Where's the RICO at? He's like, not right now. So, we'll see what's coming up. But everybody with this empathy and sympathy, and it's not right, it's not fair for Cassie, that's your bias showing up right there, because you got some sort of trauma and you can, or you hate Diddy or some DV in your life or something like that, where you can't even be objective and be like, so after week 1, just because Cassie said, then all of a sudden he going to jail. Child, shit's just getting started. And now for, like Reaper said and the lawyer said, where is it? RICO is for multiple people. They only got one. He did it all on his own. You don't know. Child. Anyway. Yeah, I know, right? MJ, they said MSG. Now listen, you saying MSG about him. Okay, I might be able to believe it. Listen, I'm not saying that Diddy is a innocent person. You are not, in my opinion, for people that are in high up places, whether it's the music, entertainment, the athletes, and even in corporations, you don't get to those places high up here because you was nice to people. It just don't work that way. So I'm not saying deleted people, I'm not saying great people, but you are not necessarily nice. You definitely ain't empathetic. You're going to do what you got to do. You're going to be direct and to the point, and you're going to have to cut some people, not literally, in order to get to where you want. Step on them, step over them, whatever, in order to get to where you want to be, where you need to be, and to get, what it is that you out here looking for. So that's what I'm saying. Diddy ain't no innocent. And neither is Harvey Weinstein or any of that. But at the same time, you can also say that neither is she, with stuff that we've heard that kind of proves the point that I already thought any daggone way. But Stockholm Syndrome, Anyway. Hold on. Mr. Wombat, exactly. But that didn't stop people from not wanting to be around him and with him. Have you ever seen a party that Diddy threw that was empty, Bueller? Have you ever seen him do anything, his home, his ship or yacht, his California, his Miami, his New York, where he was lacking anyone there? No. So even knowing what they knew, because they were in the industry or they were with the rich people, whatever you want to call it, and just what we thought, they still went over there. So that tells me that people going to do whatever they want to do in order to get where they want to be, whether it's to be a singer or whatever the hell else he could do. Shout out to Uncle Rick. He said, I'm not saying Diddy is a good dude, but you can't hold him account when you are compliant and an active participant. That's all I'm saying. But, people want you to feel sorry for Cassie and say, because of the DV and because also, y'all, because of the way that they chose to have X. Everybody don't have it the same damn way. I don't understand why people think that, you know, everybody does things the same. There's a lot of different ways that people get down, we shall call it. That is not necessarily what you would do or what I would do. Because I'm telling you, ain't no way on God's green earth that you peeing anywhere around here. Okay. No, we're not about to do all that. No. So this is all the updates from the afternoon updates, I think. Key moments from Cassie's last day of testimony in the trial. Cassie testified that she had been abused and raped by Combs while his lawyer sought to challenge her account by questioning her recollections and her motives. So 5 takeaways from Cassie's last day. First week of, okay, blah, 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 blah. 8.5 months pregnant, stepped down from the witness stand on Friday after a long and sometimes meandering cross-examination. Here are the 5 takeaways. Mr. Combs' lawyer suggested she was a willing participant in the freak-offs. In contrast to the prosecution's questioning of Ms. Ventura, which traced a narrative of troubled relationship from its origins until a painful collapse after years of abuse, the defense's cross-exam frequently jumped back and forth in time. By zooming in on text messages from throughout her years in a relationship with Mr. Combs, his lawyers tried to paint a very different picture of the freak-offs. And many of those messages, which could be flirtatious in tone or matter of fact in setting up logistics, his lawyers noted. So she was setting up the logistics to get the freak-offs done, right? Ms. Ventura appeared to express willingness or even excitement about the encounters. Cassie pushed back, saying that she was just acceding to his requests, ACCEDING. I would say loving freak-offs were just words at that point, she said, commenting on a 2017 text message chain about planning a freak-off or an FO. Now suddenly it don't matter. It was just words, it don't matter. The sometimes repetitive pattern of the cross led to a complaint by prosecutors. In a letter to the judge early Friday, they said that the inefficiency of cross-exam raised the possibility of a mistrial if Cassie went into labor, which we talked about already. Cassie said she would gladly give that money back if I never had to have freak-offs. During her testimony, she revealed that Puffy had paid her $20 million to settle a bombshell lawsuit she filed against him in November 2023. Excuse me, Kenneth said, once a freak, always a freak. Under questioning, Diddy's lawyers revealed a second settlement. So there's a second settlement, y'all, with Intercontinental, the company that owned the hotel where Mr. Combs assaulted her in 2016. She testified that she had reached an agreement with the company over the past month and that she expects to receive about $10 million. So the hotel where this one video is, yeah. And we know that once, if there's one, there's probably more, but I'm trying to understand where they're going to send this stuff out or let anybody see any of the other things or let us know about what else happened. I would think that they would have brought it out with Cassie, right? Being on the stand. So there's no other videos that they have. There's nothing else to show that he was abusive. And I'm not saying that he wasn't, y'all. I'm really not saying that. I'm just having questions to say, where are the other videos? We got cameras everywhere in the world, right? So Cassie is getting another allegedly $10 million, she said, from that hotel where we saw the video at. So she's up to the $30 million that we originally thought that she got. The defense used those settlement figures to suggest that Cassie had been motivated to go public with her account of abuse in the relationship because she was experiencing financial issues. Which I think is something that we said when this first happened, because if you remember, she was about to go out on tour to do what? I have no idea. And then she got this lawsuit, it got paid, and then she canceled the tour. I'm just saying. Kofi got the same question. He said, what happened to the videos they got from Diddy's mansion? Exactly. Where that's at? And if it involved her, you would think that they would have brought it out with their star witness, right? The defense used those settlement figures to suggest that Cassie had been motivated to go public with her account of abuse in the relationship because she was experiencing financial issues at a time when she and her family had moved into her parents' home in Connecticut. I didn't know that. Wow. So she had to move. Y'all. Oh, y'all. So fine ass Alex Fine could not take care of his family. Allegedly. So she had to move in with her parents. Where were her parents, allegedly, when she needed them when she was over there with Diddy? I didn't hear this, y'all. Cassie denied that she had been motivated by money problems. She said that she had used her parents' home temporarily during a move to the East Coast. Oh, okay. How convenient. How convenient. Wow. Come on now, girl. I'm going to move into my parents' home because I'm going to wait while I move. Girl, you could have moved into a hotel. All right. Maybe it's true, child. I got some questions there, too. Cassie denied that she was motivated by money. Okay. When the prosecutor, Emily Johnson, got a chance to question her again, she asked whether she would give the millions back if it meant never having had to participate in the actual encounters. What is the point in asking that question? You can't change the past. So what was the point in asking that question? I'd give Cassie said I'd give that money back if I never had to have freak offs. What? Goodbye. You can't change what happened. So what was the point in asking that question? Where was the objection? Where's the objection here? Cassie was mostly calm, but wept a few times on the witness stand. Cassie remained largely dispassionate throughout her hours of testimony this week, speaking in a soft but firm voice as she recounted incidents like Mr. Combs' violence and her experience of degrading incidences like being urinated on during freak-off sessions. In the witness box, she sometimes placed a hand on her belly as she shifted around or got up during breaks in testimony. Listen, I don't like being pregnant at all. It is not fun. I never like it the first time nor the second time. So I'm not going to act like she might not have been uncomfortable, especially when she about to burst, all right? But two, sometimes that could be a way to get empathy and sympathy when you start rubbing on your stomach. People be like, oh, I'm just saying. I've been pregnant, I can say this, okay? I'm just saying. She frequently dabbed her eyes with a tissue. This is amazing. She frequently dabbed her eyes with a tissue but wept on only a few brief occasions. She cried when saying she had considered self-deletion years after leaving Mr. Combs, but she was with Mr. Fine, and he was all good, right? And towards the end of her testimony on Friday, when she talked about Mr. Combs beating her during freak-offs, the defense lawyer then asked if she needed a break, and she said that you can continue. This is a lot. This is a lot. Shout out to Drega up in here. I appreciate you. He said, I'd give back every sandwich if I didn't have to work at Jimmy John's. Look, I'd give back every Thin Man if I was able to lose all this weight immediately. Like, what are we doing right now? What are we talking about right now? Child. Baby oil and DRUGSs were found in the hotel where Mr. Combs was arrested last year. Oh, the hotel in New York. Oh, Diddy. You nasty. You couldn't even give it. He said, child, I'm about to be arrested. I'm going to make the best of this last hour that I can, child. The government's fourth witness was Yasin Benda, agent with Homeland Security Investigations, who searched Mr. Combs' room at the Park Hyatt Hotel in Manhattan, where he was when he was arrested in September 2024. Diddy traveled to New York expecting to turn himself into authorities. He was arrested in the lobby. Inside his room, Ms. Benda testified she found baby oil. Lord have mercy. This man, like, literally don't stop. In the room, she found baby oil, the lubricant Astroglide, a mood lighting device, and 2 small bags of pink powder. One tested positive for ketamine and the other for ketamine and MDMA. What in the world, Diddy? Come on now. This dumbass. She also found a medication book for a benzodiazepine with the prescription made out to Frank Black, an alias that Ms. Ventura testified that Mr. Combs used. Ms. Bender also testified that a fanny pack with $9,000 in cash was hanging off the bed. Lord. Yes, Zeroic. Lord, help your people. Truth is, I'm tired. I don't think it's weird that Diddy had $9,000 though. Now maybe the $9,000 was to be able to get an prostitute. Maybe that's what his plan was. He's planning a party all the time. Shout out to Eddie Murphy. What's next in the case? Much of Ms. Ventura's testimony was focused on the government's allegations that Mr. Combs ex-trafficked her throughout their years-long relationship. But the case against him is much broader than that, accusing him of running a criminal enterprise in which he and some of his employees conspired to commit a series of crimes over 2 decades. While questioning Ms. Ventura, the government laid the groundwork for trying to prove several of those crimes. Prosecutors also asked her to identify employees and associates of Combs who were asked to do his bidding. So she's snitching. As the case proceeds, the prosecution is expected to try to prove that an inner circle of bodyguards and high-ranking employees helped him commit crimes, including kidnapping. Oh no, I'm triggered. Arson. Oh no, not fire. DRU violations and X crimes. The jury also is expected to hear from at least 2 other women whose accusations of coercion are at the heart of the government's case. The defense is expected to try to flesh out the argument they made in their opening statements that Mr. Combs is a flawed and sometimes a violent man, but that he is not guilty of racketeering, conspiracy, or X trafficking. All right, y'all. Anyway, so that's the top 5 things that we learned. Let me see if there's anything good in here. I feel like we've seen all this. I don't know if we need to hear about all these damn details over and over again. Yeah, this was the end. The judge says, have a great weekend. I don't know about this judge, y'all. He does sound a little biased, allegedly. The prosecutor asked, do you have any financial stake in the outcome of this trial? Cassie said, absolutely not. Cassie Ventura confirmed on the witness stand that she made a legal demand of the owner of the hotel where Sean Combs assaulted her in 2016. Excerpts from the hotel surveillance video were published on CNN last year, where they doctored the video. Don't forget that. She confirmed that she anticipated receiving a settlement of about $10 million and said she reached the settlement over the past month. So let's go back to this for a second, right? We just talked about what happened or is going on with DDG, Tory, and Diddy. So these women that go to the court systems to say, or something don't go your way, so you're just going to go to the court. We heard that Lil Wayne's girlfriend, ex-girlfriend that he kicked out, wants to get a lawyer. Everybody want to get a lawyer. Everybody want to get a lawyer. Everybody want to get a lawyer. Do you think hearing this is going to make them do it more? Because what? Y'all, so I'm so confused.
This is amazing.
So Cassie now decided after all these years to go back to that hotel and say, y'all owe me some money. She was about to go on tour, remember? And then as soon as she got the money, like that week, after she settled with Diddy the next day, that week, she canceled the tour. But then wants to act like her and her family moving in with her mother doesn't mean that they had financial issues. It's sounding like it was about money. So good old Alex Fine ain't necessarily doing everything that he could to take care of his whole family. And now they up 30 million at minimum. They are up 30 million at minimum and could potentially possibly make it even more if, like somebody said, turn it into a Tubi movie or write a book. I'm pretty sure she's going to write a book. I have no doubt she's going to now write a book. That's crazy. That's crazy. Shout out to Wombat. Appreciate you. She said, or he said, messy. Lord, 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 help your people. The Lord, truth is, I'm tired. Child, say it again.
Truth is, I'm tired.
Child, Chelsea, you better go on, girl. She said they could have moved in for goodbye, ma'am. They moved in with the mama and the daddy so they could get some child care. Child, please. She's so crazy. I cannot. The defense asked Cassie Ventura about Sean Combs' tendency to be controlling, suggesting that she might not have received special treatment as a singer on his label Bad Boy. Were you aware of him being controlling of other artists on his label? The lawyer asked. I was aware. You don't say. You don't say. Like I said a little while ago, how would you think that Puffy got to where he is and any other high-ranking person if he wasn't controlling? Because everybody can't do what the hell they want to do. Somebody got to be in charge. Don't somebody got to be in charge? I'm in charge. Which is another reason why if you're going to go for the big dog, the top fish, and you can get the attention of the big dog, the top fish, and you think that you can do whatever the hell it is that you want to do, then there really something is wrong with you, right? Like, how do you think that you're going to go and like when these people talk about the, like the football players and the basketball players, and they go get pregnant by them, and then they think they're going to tell them how they're going to act, even if, like, they have the money, not you. You listen to the person with the money. That's how it's supposed to work. I mean, I don't know what's going on now, y'all, because these biatches is taking men down like it's a sport at this point. So, who's that girl? Child, Anthony Edwards, where he allegedly paid that woman. From what I understand, he didn't, and then don't have nothing to do with her again. Or the one that's going back that says that, I forget who that is. You got more money than I need more money. And these games, how are these games still continuing to work? Something is wrong. I'm just so confused because I promise you, yeah, I can only talk about myself. Just say that I ain't married and I found some child. Shout out to all the Tracy Rosses, the found a 25-year-old child. Call me Madonna. And I said, I'll take care of you, right? You ain't got to worry about it. Just be with me. You think that he gonna be sitting up here telling me what the fuck I'm gonna be doing with my money? What? Where they do that at? So I'm gonna lose everything after having been able to accumulate all this time and be successful and get to this point, right? In order for you to come in with nothing and I'm supposed to listen to you. How that sound? That don't make sense. How do you want to live that way? How do you want to have everything that that person has and then think that you're going to tell them when you had nothing to do with how they accumulated that? And for anybody that listens to that person, that sounds stupid with a capital ST. If you've already been doing it, you've already been successful at it, you already know how to make that thing work, right? To continue to accumulate, then you're going to sit up here and listen to someone that ain't never did it, and then you lose, and then what? Kay, I don't give a damn about no grade A. I promise you, I'm not losing my lifestyle over no grade A. I'm not losing my lifestyle over no grade A. I promise you I would never. Because that's what I say with like the basketball players again. Don't act like they can't go broke. Please let's not act like these people can't go broke, because when people see, and I don't know the amounts, just say it's $500 million that they get. They are living off of that at that wage, if that makes sense. Do you think they're paying $2,000 a month where they live? No. Maybe more like, maybe even more than this, but $20,000. And if you have a house here and a house there and a house everywhere, it's always like people got 5 houses. They rent them all for when they're in this state, that state, and the third state. And then they probably don't eat. And they probably got people that work in all those different houses. Then you got cars. Then you got insurance like the rest of us. Then you got to take care of this kid, that kid, and this baby mom. You think if you keep doing all that the shit's going to last forever? I mean, Nick Cannon probably got some money. He going to have to work probably forever. How did Nick Cannon get so much money? Why do women like Nick Cannon? I don't understand. I mean, I know he's funny, but child, he is not cute and he a goofball. How did Mariah Carey settle for Nick? Anyway, let me leave that alone. Let me leave that alone. I just don't understand. Taxes. I didn't even think about that. Taxes. Nickelodeon. So he's a Nickelodeon star. All right. That must be a millennial person thing, because I did not know that. Because I'm like, the movies that he made are not that good from what I understand, but I don't know. Nick Cannon is the next Steve Harvey. I can see that. I honestly can see that. Just like Ryan Seacrest was the next, basically the white version of that. Chelsea said Nick Cannon and Neil both sound like fools. I don't think Neil having a bunch of kids just because he wants to be a swinger. Neil is out here with his swinginess. He's like, I got 5 girlfriends. F it. You either down for whatever or you're not. And look like they down for whatever. So there you go. One by say he had a really high position in the company, meaning Nick Cannon. Yes, he is. He's still wearing turbans, I think is what it's called. Gova said they'll sprinkle him everywhere. Child, that's crazy. I don't know, but whatever. To each his own, child. To each his own. Kofa said, yeah, Ryan Seacrest. Yeah, Ryan Seacrest is going to be made. So I guess maybe Nick Cannon is the black version of Ryan Seacrest. He's going to take over for Steve Harvey. Shout out to Ace Gates, appreciate you. He said, moral of this freaky Diddy story, the vulgar crowd always is taken by appearance and the world consists chiefly of the vulgar. Niccolo Machiavelli. Thank you so much, hon. Shout out to you. Shout out to everyone that is still here. Please make sure you hit the like button. Let me see what else is here before I move on. The lawyer, Diddy's lawyer, suggested that Cassie's relationship with the record exec gave her career opportunities. Oh, no, not career opportunities, including chances to record with major artists, including Kid Cudi and Lil Wayne. So you mean Diddy set her up to be with Kid Cudi, then she ends up dating Kid Cudi, and there's no question there? So he set up, because let's not act like she went and sought out Kid Cudi to come be a part of her whatever, her music career. So he set her up with Kid Cudi and Lil Wayne. He set her up with Kid Cudi. She went and ended up messing around with him. He set her up with Alex Fine. She ends up going and marrying him. I'm thinking there might be a pattern here, allegedly. This is not me saying that Diddy didn't do anything wrong, because people seem to hear what they want to hear. All I'm saying is Cassie ain't innocent. She is not an innocent. I don't care what y'all say. Not y'all. You know what I'm saying. Reaper said she is a cheater. Clearly. In a devious one. Diabolical. I hate that word because people are using it all the time. But to be in the act and you answering the fucking phone, diabolical. Diabolical. Oh yeah, we found out Michael B. Jordan. I mean, I'm not saying that she couldn't date people. I'm talking about, like, he set her up with Kid Cudi because of her career. Then she goes to be with him. She set up Alex Fine as the trainer. Then she goes to be with him. I'm just saying. Trying to undercut the prosecution's assertion that her career foundered amid their relationship.
This is amazing.
You were given opportunities in terms of your ability to access contacts in the entertainment industry, sometimes given but earned as well. That's what she said. Questions moving quickly now, what seems to be the final stretch of her testimony. Cassie said that her mind is a little all over the place. Child, she was hungry. Would you give that money back if it meant, okay, we heard that. Cassie testified that she canceled a music tour after she settled her lawsuit against Sean Combs because she was overwhelmed and did not want to be away from her children. Cassie testified that she canceled a music tour after she settled her lawsuit against Puffy because she was overwhelmed. So she was overwhelmed after she got the money. And then all of a sudden, after getting the money, she didn't want to be away from her kids. Something sounds a little bit familiar. Shout out to the couch. I appreciate you, boo. He said, I'm off to church. I'll pay for all y'all sinners in here. Pray for us, child. Pray for us. Shout out to the Black Couch. Appreciate you, hun. Shout out to everyone that is here. Please make sure you hit the like button. The defense had tried to suggest that it was because she had secured a $20 million settlement and no longer had financial concerns. I would agree, because you clearly was going on tour. You had to be away from the kids, even though I'm sure your husband could have came with you and watched the kids. And who was going to that tour anyway? Listen, do y'all think that Cassie was making $20 million off of her tour, Bueller? I want y'all to tell me, do y'all think that Cassie was about to make $20 million off of her tour, her music tour, her Me and You singing tour? Child. Prosecution is addressing inconsistency in her timeline. All right, for the grape, we know. Do you have any doubt that Sean graped you? She said no, she had no doubt. Hell no. Oh, she can't sing? Okay. As allegedly. What song she got to go on tour? Me and You. Nicole said it wasn't the Millennial Tour. Girl. Maybe. You never know. Maybe she was going to be with somebody else. Maybe she was going to come out and sing her one song with B2K and Bow Wow. And she was going to contribute, child. Okay, so the hotel, the prosecution addressed the defense's suggestion throughout the trial that Diddy was violent. We can see that. Did using DRGS ever make you get violent? I feel like drinking more so than the DRUGSs. Sounding a little like Meg, allegedly. The prosecution revisited a recording of Cassie. Oh, we heard that yesterday. We talked about that. She was on record, on the phone, in her own voice and words, saying that she was going to delete somebody. She was taking up for her man. Reaper said 3 hours of Me and You. I cannot. Cassie testified that she was told to cancel work obligations at times because of freak-offs. She said she was basically an ex-worker, a statement that drew a swift objection from the defense. The judge asked the jury to disregard the comment. Oh yeah, don't think about what you just heard. It wasn't real. All right, I feel like we heard the rest of this, so ain't no point going on over that. Anyway, so I feel like that's it. That's the most, as far as I'm concerned, of what's going on with them and how the week ended. I don't know much about what Dawn said, but we'll get to her next week. Dawn Rickard, as they call her, from Danity Kane. I'm surprised that we don't see Aubrey O'Day's name, and if it does come up, it wouldn't surprise me. So everybody has this empathy and sympathy for Cassie. You know, it's not right. It's not fair. She's the innocent here. She was ex-trafficked. Diddy assaulted her, which is true. And she didn't know what was what. It's Stockholm syndrome, frontal lobe. She didn't know what she was doing. She couldn't leave. He was threatening, which he probably was. But it seems like there was plenty of times that she did leave and she was out of there and she was even seeing other people. So were you scared or were you not? And then you and your husband, the trainer, ended up moving in with your parents. Then there was a whatever amount of lawsuit. You won the 20 million. Now you're getting another 10 million. I think that she's doing good. Does she need therapy? Probably. Is she going through something? I wouldn't doubt it, right? Something just came through from TMZ. But you still, from what we've heard and seen, were a participant. You were a participant. You agreed. You cannot get with a man of that stature and think that there is no cost for it, I shall call it. Did I say that anybody deserved to be graped? I did not say that. For those in the nosebleed seats are going to be assholes. I said, if you want to get with someone at this stature, where there's always been rumors about him, and think that you're going to go and dictate the terms when he made this whole multi-million-dollar conglomerate business, whatever you want to call it, and think that you just get to come and dictate because you're cute. It just don't work that way, in my opinion. It wouldn't work that way in the mob. Why would anyone think that it would work like that out here? You know? Anyway, what the hell do I know, child? Moving on. So we're going to go look at some other stuff, and then I'll be done with y'all. 2 hours already. Lord have mercy. Time flies, y'all. Let's talk about Tory a little bit, because over here on Spiritual World, it looks like Jason Lee, who is from Hollywood Unlocked, received text from Tory Lanez in which Lanez personally said to him, "I protected 2 Black women." Is that Kelsey and what's her name? Meg? Spiritual World said Jason Lee revealed that he received text messages from Tory Lanez in which Tory stated, "I protected 2 Black women," referring to the events surrounding the Meg Thee Stallion incident. Tory sent this message directly to Jason, suggesting he believed he had acted in a protective manner during the situation. Now watch this not play.
DM me some time ago. I never like to put receipts up, but let me go ahead and just pull it
Man,
out.
free him.
I'm gonna tell you exactly what Tory said to me. Hold on. Tory Lanez. Let me go back to the pre-stabbing dates. Hold on.
Not the pre-stabbing dates.
Tory.
The shade.
Lanez. Okay. In a text message between Tory and I said, "Yo." He said, "What's good?" I said, "How you surviving that bullshit? Wish we could have sat down before you left." Because you know me and him hung out with Madonna when they were messing around. Don't believe me? Take a look at this photo. I said, "Do you have a number?"
Tory Lanez used to mess with Madonna? Did y'all know that?
He said, "What's yours?" Let me move on to the text messages now. Then we started to text message each other. I said, "How are you? How you been?" He said, "Incredible, in very high spirits and preparing to physically come home this year." I said, "When?" I need to. Corey DM'd me some time ago. I need to come in there and get an interview. LOL. He said, "I can't say exact days, but I know I'll be home this year." I said, "How long you been gone? I'm so confused by your case." He said, "Actually, I have a crazy plan when I get back that I think you should know and be a part of, because I'm only going to do 1 interview." And he said he's been gone 2.5 years. I said, "I want to be a part of that plan." He said, "It's honestly a bunch of suppressed evidence that was kept away from me during trial." I said, "Wack told me that, but didn't say what." He said, like, through trial, they keep saying it was inconclusive on the gun DNA, but I always knew I never touched the gun. So I asked my lawyer to retest it. And sure enough, I was 102% excluded completely from everything, just like I said. I said, "Well, why didn't you just say who did it? Fuck doing time for something you ain't do." He said, "I took the rap for Kelsey, never wanted her to go to jail, and I never wanted Megan to get hurt or anything. So in me stopping her from getting shot, I got the raw deal. Crazy how I get. I need."
Did y'all know this? Not the part about Madonna either. But did y'all know this? Is that what that news press conference was about? What in the world? So he didn't have no residue the first time. They retested it. There was no residue from him. Wow. What the F is going on? Okay, y'all, I didn't know. My bad. I didn't know. All right. It's just me, child.
Need to come in there and get an interview. Life works. And to think they made me the poster boy for the unprotection of Black women, when in all honesty, I protected 2 Black women, 1 from getting shot and 1 from going to jail. Never said nothing in 8 to 10 years for them to live. It's a crazy, crazy place we live in. I said, "But why you ain't just say that? Nigga, when I got shot, I told." And he said, "I lost my mother at 11 years old. I couldn't sleep with myself. I was the reason for taking a mother away from her kid. I just couldn't do it." Tory Lanez.
He's better than me.
Child, definitely better than me, because ain't no way. Ain't no way. Wow. And y'all knew this? I didn't know this. Tyrone. Protect Black women. Yo! He allegedly is going to jail protecting them. Wow. What is going on right now? Okay, all right. So it's not just me. What is going on right now? I don't know. I don't know. I don't understand that part. I think he said that his mom was out of here at 11 when he was 11. Is that what he was saying? I don't want to listen to it again. Is there another slide?
And she doesn't know. She
But
can't say.
that's what I'm saying. So in an instance like this, we should all agree, if I'm in a situation that I did not know what happened, I shouldn't go to jail for that, because I wouldn't want that for you. But I'm saying, if the person did lie intentionally and set the other person up, she should go to jail.
Megan, you might be going to jail, girl.
And she doesn't know. She can't say.
That's what I'm.
Jason Lee is a mess, y'all. Jason Lee is a mess. Did I hear?
Again, I truly believe if Tory Lanez is innocent, he should be freed and he should be compensated for time that he was wrongly convicted. But I also believe the person who pulled the trigger, that person should go to jail. And if Meg conspired to set him up and lie on him, of course she should do time. But I'm just saying, in an instance like this, and
I don't like this long-winded explanation.
No, because
but the word conspired is so problematic, because even if she didn't know that
life works, and to think they.
Child, this is too much. This is too much. Shout out to Live from New York in New York. Thank you, honey. Said Tory protected his enemy. Make it make sense. Child, I don't know. I don't know. So y'all gonna call Tory Lanez a simp now? Shout out to Great T. I see you, boo. Are y'all gonna call Tory Lanez a simp now? Because he was doing his protect black women. I'm gonna tell him. I'm gonna go text or send him a DM and say SYCBM and see what he says. See what Tory says about that. I'm so petty. Kenneth said yes. Y'all ain't shit. Y'all ain't shit. Y'all ain't shit. Oh, well, we know how you feel, Kofa. He said, yup, a damn fool. Wow. He did simp and got the reward. Earl says that he don't believe the story. I don't know. This is crazy. Let me see what these comments say. So, spiritual world. If you're going to knowingly take the rap, do the time as well. Don't cry about it once you're behind bars. You don't want a parent to be taken away from their kid, but you got taken away from yours. Maybe that is what he was saying. Are you sure that Kelsey don't have a kid? Are y'all sure that Kelsey might not have a kid? At the end of the day, he was a felon who was not supposed to have or be near a weapon. He violated his own probation guidelines. That has nothing to do with anyone but himself. Well, if he's not the one that had it in his hand, then I guess that doesn't apply. What is this person talking about? Child. Kofa said, there's no way I would have ate that without saying this dirty bee line. Woo, child, this don't sound right. I'm sorry, this don't sound right to me. Well, the charge was for having an unregistered firearm, so please explain. Y'all believe whatever somebody says if you like them. Doesn't mean Tory telling the truth for real. Y'all just want him to be innocent. And you biatches do the same exact thing, which is why we're here with them talking about believe everything that Cassie has to say, because Stockholm Syndrome and you don't know, she was young and all that bullshit. So he didn't want Kelsey to be away from her kid, but he went away from his. Please make it make sense. Okay, so it looks like Kelsey does have a kid. There's no way Tory sat through a trial with evidence of his innocence and didn't provide it. I don't disagree. Tory Lanez was convicted of 3 felonies: assault with a semi-automatic, possessing a loaded, unregistered firearm in a vehicle, and discharging a firearm with gross negligence. Regardless of if he took the blame for one, he still had 2 other charges, child. These people know more than me. I don't know. Whatever. Moving on, child. Moving on. Let's get into some food stamps, child, because I've had enough of these celebrities. So grocery shoppers react to SNAP sweet treat restriction. Remember, those things are coming to pass, allegedly.
Is not looking sweet for some in the natural state, as Arkansas becomes the first state to ask the Trump administration to let it restrict items such as soda and candy from the food stamp program.
Oh, Arkansas said we not waiting. Oh, no. Ain't that where Huckabee is? Ain't Huckabee in charge of Arkansas, the one that used to be the press secretary for Trump the first time? She said we ain't playing no games with Nanny yet.
Is not looking sweet for some in the natural state, as Arkansas becomes the first state to ask the Trump administration to let it restrict items such as soda and candy from the food stamp program. Our Maddie Sexton joins us live in the studio with reactions from grocery shoppers in Region 8. And how are people feeling, Maddie?
Diana, there's some mixed feelings seem to be the case today as I drove around Jonesboro to go to different grocery stores and supermarkets. And I do think it's important to note that the story you're about to see features two women who are just regular grocery shoppers, not ones on food stamps.
We need to take the sugar and candy away from the kids.
Why is that?
We need to take the sugar and the candy away from the kids. So then stop making it, I guess, ma'am. That's never going to happen.
This is amazing.
That's just never going to happen. But good luck to them. Shout out to Hiram up in here. Thank you, honey. Said, okay, now they tripping. Leave my snacks alone. They said, we going to ask Trump. We ain't going to wait. We want it now. Give it to us now. Come on, y'all.
Too much diabetes.
Nearly 350,000 Arkansans receive financial benefits for food under the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, or SNAP. But starting next year, a sweet treat restriction. SNAP excluding all sodas, unhealthy drinks, and candy. Taking part in Capitol Hill's Make America Healthy Again agenda.
Uh-oh, not Make America Healthy Again. Not Make America Healthy Again. What about the chips and stuff and the tacos? What about that? They talking about this candy. Child, let me have another Thin Mint while I'm talking about candy.
Drinks and candy. Taking part in Capitol Hill's Make America Healthy Again agenda.
Candies like that's actually kind of a luxury here these days, just for families that are struggling.
Words from a local daycare owner thinking about the children impacted. The Jonesboro woman choosing to remain anonymous recognizes how crucial it is to start healthy eating habits at a young age. But she says everyone deserves the opportunity to indulge.
And everybody.
Goodbye. Everybody deserves the opportunity to indulge in food that ain't no good for you. The woman was just talking about the damn diabetes plus the obesity shit, but everyone deserves the opportunity to indulge. Well, use your own fucking money and buy it then. What are we talking about right now? White people, this is on y'all.
Capitol Hill's Make America Healthy Again agenda.
Candies like that's actually kind of a luxury here these days, just for families that are struggling.
Words from a local daycare owner thinking about the children impacted. The Jonesboro woman choosing to remain anonymous recognizes how.
Oh, now you want to remain anonymous too. Now you want to be anonymous. Girl, come on out here and let us see who you are, because you sound crazy.
How crucial it is to start healthy eating habits at a young age. But she says everyone deserves the opportunity to indulge.
And everybody everybody's kids want candy and sugar and soda. But
girl, that's what Halloween is for. Or you can use your own damn money to buy that shit. Notice they don't ever say that, right?
That's something kind of we always had to put on the back burner as well. So
only households with an income under the poverty level are eligible for SNAP benefits. Saying peace to sweets and hello to hot meals, the program will now allow users to purchase ready-to-eat rotisserie chickens. Another shopper across town who supports Sanders' plan said those families should have no.
Oh, that is her name. Something Sanders. Is it Rebecca? You know her name. I forget her name. Sanders.
Problem feeding their children.
Well, with the food stamps, they can buy vegetables and cook a pot of beans. Would be better for the kids than the soda and the candy.
Arkansas is among nearly a dozen states seeking to strip the purchase of certain foods that may contribute to poor health. The federal program spent $100 billion last year, serving nearly 42 million Americans. Live in the studio, Maddie Sexton.
$100 billion. Wow. Yeah, they try and make some savings out of that. They said, we need y'all to take care of your own junky ass needs. Okay. Interesting. Wow. Shout out to Sarah. That's her name. Sarah Huckabee, who said, no, we doing it now. No, we not going to wait. Shout out to Trump, but we not going to wait. Let's go take a look at this heifer right here real quick. This is the one I was trying to get up from Instagram. Avoid men born on their birthday. Shout out to y'all, crusty, dusty Muslims.
Men you want to avoid are men who are born on their birthday. Avoid them like the plague because they will ruin your.
Oh, Lord.
The type of men you want to avoid are men who are born on their birthday. Avoid them like the plague because they will ruin your.
Woo! I can't know none of y'all because I know
The type of men you want to avoid are men who are born on their birthday. Avoid them like the plague because they will ruin your.
I'm gonna have to avoid y'all. This is what the problem is and why we be having a hard time sometimes, MSGs, because y'all was born on y'all's birthday. I'm gonna need y'all to be born at some other time and not on your birthday, okay? You can be born on my birthday maybe, but not yours, all right? I'm gonna need y'all to do something about that. Moving on, moving on. I was like, girl, what? I'm like, what is going on, child? These people just be out here saying any old thing, just be talking and don't even know what the hell it is that they saying, child. Good luck, gentlemen, because these are the people. I don't care that she white. That's why CBM her ass too, okay? Moving on. All right, we got a scam. A woman was scammed for thousands of dollars. Oh, no. Hold on a second. I don't know what this one is about. I haven't seen it at all. But it says that a woman was scammed. It don't say with what, but she is in the ATL.
She was fucking his best friend. So, you know, I mean, everybody's fucking down here in Atlanta. I don't know what to tell you. They breeding like rabbits down here. Everybody getting ass.
Authorities want to find a scammer who ran off with thousands of dollars from an Ackworth woman.
Fox 5's Kevin Stewart joins us now live from Cherokee County with what the victim says you can learn from her mistake. Kevin?
Well, first off, Tom, I'm going to tell you that there is a police report that was filed, and the sheriff's department here in Cherokee County is looking into this. This was a huge mistake, and this is a cautionary tale.
Aaliyah McPherson has been scammed out of.
Oh no! Oh no! And I'm being racist. Let me stop. Come on! What happened? What happened? I'm looking for all the scams, y'all. Send me all the scam stories, okay? Oh my God, that is who we look. I'm sitting here trying to figure out who does this man remind me of. That is exactly who it is. Shout out to you. Woo! Professor Club. That's probably one of Jada's better movies, y'all.
Aaliyah McPherson has been scammed out of more than $8,200.
That was my savings. That was actually what I've been working for a while.
This all started from a cell phone call from a 1-800 number associated with Wells Fargo.
Oh no, not another phone call. Not another phone call. I'm telling you, if you didn't listen to that video I just put out this morning about the other scam with the people with the house and the personal loan, make sure y'all look at that after we're done here. Because, child, these people, $8,200 gone from a phone call. It all starts with a phone call, y'all. A phone call or email.
That was my savings. That was actually what I've been working for a while.
This all started from a cell phone call from a 1-800 number associated with Wells Fargo. That's her bank. She says the person on the line said,
basically, Wells Fargo Bank informed me that there's fraudulent activity on your account. They will call you if there's fraudulent activity on your account. So I didn't think that there was anything out of the ordinary. I've had this happen before.
A frightened McPherson, along with her fiance, tried to figure out what to do.
I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying anything. Earl said unknown numbers don't get answered, but I believe that the number allegedly came from, it says it was Wells Fargo. Hiram, you ain't shit. You ain't shit. I mean, that's what I was thinking, but you ain't shit. Okay. I said I ain't gonna take nothing. I ain't gonna say nothing. I ain't gonna say nothing. Hold on. Let's hear this again. I'm sorry. Come on, girl. What happened? What happened? What happened? I'm taking it back.
a while.
This all started from a cell phone call from a 1-800 number associated with Wells Fargo. That's her bank. She says the person on the line said,
Basically, Wells Fargo Bank informed me that there's fraudulent activity on your account. They will call you if there's fraudulent activity on your account. So I didn't think that there was anything out of the ordinary. I've had this happen before.
Afraid McPherson, along with her fiance, tried to figure out what to do next, and she believes she had confirmed it was Wells Fargo on the phone. So
how? She believes she had confirmed that it was Wells Fargo on the phone? Girl, how? How you confirm that, girl? How you confirm that? You know how you confirm it? You hang up and you call the number on the damn card.
Figure out what to do next, and she believes she had confirmed it was Wells Fargo on the phone. So she did what she was told.
You need to basically take out your money so that you can have it protected while we investigate these claims.
McPherson says,
I know. Goodbye. 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 Oh my God. Oh my God. Goodbye. Oh my God. What are we doing? What are we doing? Oh my God. Oh my God. They said, while we investigate, take your money out. What?
Take me to the key. Truth is, I'm tired.
Oh my God. 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 Lord in heaven, help your people. Hold on. I heard this wrong. Come on, fiance. What?
What to do next, and she believes she had confirmed it was Wells Fargo on the phone. So she did what she was told.
You need to basically take out your money so that you can have it protected.
Once you take out your money, it's not, the bank has nothing to do with it any longer. Once you take out, they don't want you to, the last thing a bank wants you to do is take your money out. I promise you. I promise you, you are insured to $250,000. What are you talking about? Oh my God. Did we this down bad? Are we this down bad? How am I going to investigate the fraud if you take the money out that you allegedly were frauded from? So now you've taken the money out and then you took the money out. So there's no fraud because you took it out.
This is amazing.
If someone else took it out, that would be a different story, but you just now admitted that you took it out. Wow. I'm from New York, thank you. Messy, this is BOA. I need you to take out your money so we can protect it. Send it to wire transfer account number. That's probably what she did. That's probably what she did. So clearly when she opened up an account, allegedly, she didn't read all that shit that you get when you open up a checking account. Allegedly. But make sure y'all boycott Target, because that's the most pressing thing that the community needs to be worried about, is to boycott fucking Target instead of learning how fucking money works.
Was Wells Fargo on the phone. So she did what she was told.
You need to basically take out your money so that you can have it protected while we investigate these claims.
McPherson says in several transactions via Zelle and a Chase Bank digital wallet, she emptied her Wells Fargo bank account.
Once you're done talking to them, they're all laughing in the background. They're actually.
So once you're done talking, this don't make no sense. If you transferred it to, this just happened. This is saying 3/25/2025. So did you transfer it to yourself or did you transfer it to someone that you don't know? Y'all, she must have transferred this to someone that she don't know. She must have transferred this to something that they gave her. Because if you Zelle to Yeah, Zelle is not the best thing to use, but if you Zelle to your other account, that should be fine. If you transfer to your other account at the other bank, then you should be fine. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you already have it set up through different banks, right? No, oh my God. Kim said transfer on Klarna. Damn, y'all, you don't forget shit. She'll pay fix. Stop this. This is just last month. Hold on. I must be missing. She leaving a part of the story out. She must have sent the money to them. Then they started laughing. Wow.
She was told.
You need to basically take out your money so that you can have it protected while we investigate these claims.
McPherson says in several transactions via Zelle and a Chase Bank digital wallet, she emptied her Wells Fargo bank account.
Once you're done talking to them, they're all laughing in the background. They're actually telling you that you've been scammed and laughing.
Wells Fargo shared these tips. Don't share personal information. Don't trust caller ID. And don't be pressured into a transaction. After this experience, the couple has this advice.
I promise you there's no advice that these people could give me. There is no advice that these people could give me. So they must have used something that the people, okay, that makes sense because they confirmed that it was Wells Fargo. And I'm assuming that they gave them the Zelle number. Isn't it the Zelle number that you use your phone number or something? I don't use it. But you Zelle it to me or Zelle it to you or transfer it to this account here. And so the money was gone. Wow. And they think they got advice for somebody? Here's the advice. Don't listen to these two.
Don't share personal information. Don't trust caller ID. And don't be pressured into a transaction. After this experience, the couple has this advice.
Go to the branch if something fraudulently happens.
Right.
Do not call them back.
Don't even, and it's
go straight to the branch.
Can't even like when Wells.
Whose name is Clever? I just saw that. Yo, did you just see that? Somebody's name on here is Clever.
Go to the branch if something fraudulently happens.
Right.
Do not call them back.
Don't even.
This is a lie. This is not true. The name is Clever Eternal. Somebody is lying. I'm about to shut this shit down. Ain't no way. Did they put that up there talking about Clever Eternal? Oh my God. Not Clever Eternal. Oh no. Oh no. What is going on right now? Wow. Wow. Y'all, you don't know. They were young. The frontal lobe is not fixed yet. Okay. I can't do this. I can't do this. I can't do this. I can't do this. This is not real. This is Fox 5 Atlanta, y'all. This is Fox 5 Atlanta. So it's real, I guess. Oh my goodness.
And it's
go straight to the branch.
Can't even like when Wells Fargo calls me now, which they have because of all of this that's happened. I don't even want to pick up the phone.
All right. Now, Wells Fargo was not able to address this specific incident, but I said there are some other scams. For instance, if someone calls you and says, hey, there's something wrong with your debit card, can I come by and pick it up? Or can you send it to me?
Child, there's something wrong with your debit card. Can I come by and pick? Who's falling for this? Child, something wrong with your debit card. I'm going to come by and pick it up, okay? I'm sorry. Who are you? Don't worry about it. I'm from Wells Fargo. I'm just coming to get it, okay? Don't worry about it. It's something wrong with it. That shit works?
The bank says it will never do that. That's a scam. We're live in Cherokee County. Kevin Stewart, Fox 5 News.
Gosh, just heart goes out to her.
Ma'am.
All that hard-earned money.
Yeah, outrageous.
Taken by scammers.
Ma'am, the newscaster can shut the shit. That newscaster can shut the entire shit up, okay? What in the effing world? Police looking for the person who scammed woman for thousands of dollars. Where are they looking at? Africa? No shade. Shout out to the Tethers. Where are they looking for them at? They are not here. I promise you they not here. That's why they laughing in the background. They safely over there in Africa. Shout out to Africans. No shade, no shade. Child, not a fool in their money will soon depart. There's definitely some fools around here, child. This is half damn crazy. Thank you, Hiram. He said, clever eternal is a musician. Look at that dude. I know you lying. Hold on. I know you. It better not show that man that we just saw. Oh, y'all, shout out to Hiram. I am done. I am done. That's him. I am done. Y'all. OMG. You look dark there. Child, you can't make it up. Oh, is that her? I don't know. Is that her? His Instagram. Hold on. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. He got 341,000 followers. Oh, no. And just got scammed last month. Oh, Lord, help people. Lord, help. Is it real then? I wonder if it's real. There they are. Fitting to take over soon. No, you out here doing a damn thing, but then you get on the news and talk about you was scammed. They might be the scam, allegedly. Woo! Woo! They living a good life. Wow. Wow. This is 5 weeks, 78 weeks ago.
I think that she licking his ass. Wish she could.
Goodbye. Goodbye. Wow. I am speechless. I am speechless. I am speechless. This is April the 4th after the scam. Because the scam happened in March. I give up. Good luck to the colors, child, because this is half damn crazy. Woo! Get that out of here. All right, I'm done. Clever Eternal. So that was his name. Wow. Moving on, child. Moving on. I can't. Shout out to Hiram, though, for giving us the detail. On to the next one. So, woman accused of DRUGing a man stealing his $18,000 Rolex after a night in Brickell. Where's that at? Oh, that's Miami. I was about to say, it better not be the damn ATL, because, child, you just never know. You just never know. All right, let's see what this is about.
To a crime alert, a night out in Brickell ends with an arrest.
Police say a woman seduced a man at a bar called Sugar, but what she allegedly did after was more sour than sweet. Local 10's Roy Ramos live now outside the jail where that suspect is being held. Roy.
Calvin and Nicole, unfortunately, this is not the first time that we reported on this type of crime. It happens so often in Miami-Dade County that police actually have a name for it. They call it a bad date case because that's how this all starts.
It's a bad date case, y'all. It's a bad date case. We be learning over here. Shout out to A-Team in the building. I see you. I appreciate you. Everyone, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe if you are new. This is a bad date, y'all.
Time that we reported on this type of crime. It happens so often in Miami-Dade County that police actually have a name for it. They call it a bad date case because that's how this all starts. It starts with a date, but that date takes a turn for the worse when one of the people involved is drugged and then robbed.
Hope you're well. Miss Warner's next.
23-year-old Rachel Warner in bond.
Oh no, she only 23. Stop this. Her frontal lobe has not been formed yet. It's not her fault. This is not her fault. Oh, what, people? It's your turn.
Court Thursday after being arrested by City of Miami police for allegedly drugging, then robbing a man of his $18,000 Rolex.
I believe that a couple of things. Number one, that the defendant is a danger to our community.
Investigators said it all happened at the Sugar Rooftop Bar at 788 Brickell Plaza in early April. Detectives say Warner is seen on surveillance video first speaking to a man at the bar, then walking back to his hotel room.
While they're in the room, she serves him a drink. Now, in this drink, they put some drug. He falls asleep. Next thing you know, hours later, he wakes up and his Rolex is gone.
Dumbass. I wouldn't know a Rolex if I fell over one. What is the distinguishing feature of a Rolex? Because some people be like, oh, that's a Rolex. I'd be like, how the hell do you know? Who can tell from across the room? Let me get you a drink, Daddy. You like this? It's my special concoction. Here you go, dumbass. Child.
In early April, detectives say Warner is seen on surveillance video.
Child, that's a nose she got there. What's going on with them eyebrows, girl? Girl, they like going across her face like boxes or rectangles or something. What is going on? Girl, you need to be worrying about taking care of that. You over here stealing. What are you gonna do with an $18,000 Rolex? What do you do with it? She gonna wear it? It gotta be too big for her. What, pawn it to get what? $800? Like, how much are they gonna give you in the pawn shop?
First speaking to a man at the bar, then walking back to his hotel room.
While they're in the room, she serves him a drink. Now, in this drink, they put some drug. He falls asleep. Next thing you know, hours later, he wakes up and his Rolex is gone.
Crazy, man. That's kind of scary.
Brickell residents we spoke with shocked to hear of the brazen crime, but police say it's not the first time they've heard of it.
Now, this is not something new. This is something that we've been seeing all time and time again here in Miami.
Detectives say video from the hotel shows Warner taking off from the hotel room at 3 a.m, appearing to be in a hurry. While she was able to get away just this morning, officers spot her on the prowl again.
Went to a certain place. They were watching out. They located her, identified her while she's talking to a 61-year-old man, probably trying to do the same thing.
As she was taken into custody, it's what she was found with that the undercover detective who arrested her said shows this was likely not the first time she's done this.
And these kinds of cases, we call them bad day cases here in Miami.
Inside her purse, they found 2 eye drop bottles, which contained this liquid, which was not eye drops.
Child, this sounds like a damn movie. She had 2 eye drop containers so she could hurry up and drop it on up easily into your drink. I'm gonna take care of you, Daddy. I submit to men. Let me make you a drink, boo. And then drop, and your dumb ass is falling for it. Is that what y'all are doing? Not she hasn't heard of paper. Woo! We taking pay pigs all the way through 2025. Shout out to Keita. I see you, boo. Shout out to Hiram. He said, I see simps and goffles every day, right? What in the world is going on? And obviously, if they got Rolexes, they are staying in decent hotels, so they probably do have a whole bar sitting there. Hey, Daddy, let me go make you a drink, baby. Child.
And investigators still in the process of testing just what exactly that liquid is. As for Warner, she does remain here at TGK being held with no bond. You know, when we spoke with police today, they urge people out there that are out and about in this nightlife scene at restaurants and bars to always keep a close eye on your drink. For now, here in West Miami-Dade, Roy Ramos, Local 10.
He said, keep an eye on your drink. That's like one of the last rules that everybody should know by now any daggone way. But he allowed her to make the drink in the room. Dummy. Child, I can't. Some of these stories, I can't have any empathy nor sympathy for none of it. I just can't. Anyway, moving on. I like scams though. So New York woman DRUGG men she met on South Beach. So is this a thing in Miami? This is what they do down in Florida? New York woman DRUGG men she met on South Beach stole their Rolexes. Child, I can't.
Now to an alarming arrest of a
Oh,
New York.
No, sis. Sis. Oh my goodness, Lord.
Woman who is accused of meeting men on South Beach, drugging them.
Oh no! I am shutting this shit down. Oh no! Oh no! Oh Lord. I'm sorry. Lord, help your people. Lord, help your people. Lord, help your people. This is a beautiful picture, child. This is a great picture right here.
Arrest of a New York woman who is accused of meeting men on South Beach, drugging them and robbing them. Police say that it all started back in 2023.
And NBC6's Steve Litz has more on the luxury thefts and why police think there could be more victims.
Brittany Scott accused of meeting up.
Brittany, Come on, girl. I ain't shit. I know I ain't shit, y'all. I know I ain't
This is
shit.
amazing.
I ain't shit. I'm sorry. Let me get it together. Shout out to Live from New York. Thank you. He said she the definition of anything. Oh no. I'm assuming she probably didn't look like this, but I don't know. I'm assuming she didn't look like this when she was on the prowl. That's all I'm saying.
Up with men, likely drugging them, say police, and then ripping them off. The prosecutor and the judge with this discussion.
The concern is
this the only judge in, oh no, I guess it was a different judge, but this lady, I feel Mindy Glazer is always on here on these judge things down in Miami. But anyway, sorry.
what is she slipping them?
They choose to take somebody home.
Screenshot. Hold on. I gotta get it. Why is she making that face? Girl, what is the problem? Is that the face you was making when you was over there with allegedly with eye drops? I'm just saying maybe she had eye drops like the last girl.
Police and then ripping them off. The prosecutor and the judge with this discussion.
The concern is, what is she slipping them?
They choose to take somebody home when they meet in a club. We can't be everybody's parent. You got to be careful when you pick up somebody at a club.
All of the.
Shout out to the judge. That's a nice view. The judge said, I don't have time for these men and they bullshit because they so damn HORNY that they ain't vetting properly and they going for any daggone thing. And then they get taken in. She said, we're not in charge of y'all. You got to be in charge of your damn self. Yes, using discernment. No, they think about all that pleasure. Child, I don't know which picture they was looking at for her, though. I thought the white girl was bad, child. Woo, and she was.
They choose to take somebody home when they meet in a club. We can't be everybody's parent. You got to be careful when you pick up somebody at a club.
All of the victims describe a similar situation, meeting Scott on South Beach, having drinks, and then going back to their homes. One man lives in a building in the Brickell area, another in Wynwood.
Brickell is down bad today. Shout out to Brickell, Miami, where clearly y'all just be taking any old body home because you HORNY, using no discernment. Woo! Lord, help your people. Okay, I'm not victim blaming. That's their dumbness. That's their dumbness. Because like the lady said, we can't be everybody's parents. Child, you ain't nobody's parents but the ones that came up out of that PUSSY. Now, let's not act like clearly these dudes are HORNY. That's the best they could do. Not talking about what these girls look like. I'm just saying. So then you taking them to your home. Like, we living in 2025 where people will case your ass, follow your ass, come back for your ass, track your ass, have people coming up behind you to take you out. And you're in Miami, in Brickell, and y'all still doing this? Child, I thought the answer was prostitutes. It might be safer to just use an prostitute. Child. Y'all ain't even going to hotels. I mean, that one dude was at a hotel. Y'all, they's talking about they bringing her home to their house. Woo!
Scott appeared in court on 3 separate instances. The prosecutor said one encounter was violent.
The defendant hit him in the head with a bottle of wine and he lost consciousness.
Wow.
But in other instances, police say Scott slipped her victims drugs.
Once they fall asleep, then she steals their.
This man said, I'm tired of y'all in Brickell. He was like, I'm about to quit and retire and y'all gonna be on your own. This is the same man from the other segment. Shout out to Shatara, appreciate you. She said her hairline is as far gone as her future. To say the least, boo, to say the least. Appreciate you, hon.
Their watches, in these 3 cases, they were Rolex watches, and takes their credit cards. Immediately thereafter, she starts racking up charges on their credit cards.
Scott told the judge she took a plea deal on similar charges on Monday and was on probation when she was arrested.
She was just in here on Monday. Goodbye. She was just in here on Monday. Goodbye. What is going on?
And police did have that suspect on surveillance video so they know what she looked like. And an officer spotted her right over here on Northwest 7th Avenue near 81st Street yesterday and then arrested her. Live in Northwest Miami-Dade, I'm Steve Litz, NBC 6.
Who's familiar with this part of Miami? Because, y'all, this sounds crazy, of course. I can't. And it's the same officer dude doing it, explaining. Shout out to that man. He probably over there with the judge talking about, I'm sick of this shit. Isn't there anything else for me to do here in this city? Oh, Lord. Anyway, all right, here's the last story. Shout out to PBL, child. Shout out to Pink Book Lessons. This is her rendition of, or her synopsis of what's going on with Tory and the Meg situation. So shout out to Pink Book Lessons. She said the lies of Meg. The lies of Meg Thee Stallion destroyed Tory Lanez and almost ended his life. The truth exposed. Oh no! Come on, child.
The Tory Lanez trial, because to see the way Tory Lanez is poked up in the hospital, and the guy that did it got money on his books right after. It was a hit.
Child, is that true? I didn't know that. Oh no! They showing the dude, and you know what? You know what I did see, y'all? That women are giving him money on his books. Women are sending the dude that did this to Tory, the alleged attempted red rummer. They're giving him money and putting it on his books, child. Good luck, gentlemen.
And now, bodyguards saying that it was never Tory. Like I said, how did he pull that off? He was high out of his mind. He wasn't even sober enough to hit the one in the middle. And he's this lying ass Megan. so that you can do Airbnbs and be a Harajuku Barbie in real life and be a fake anime character and make ramen with weirdos. That you did all of that. You put that man's life on the line for that. These ain't nothing. All of these rap hoes ain't nothing but set up queens.
Jaguar Wright reacting to the latest drama involving Tory Lanez. Tory was attacked in prison this week. 14 wounds from a sharp object, 7 to the back, 4 to the torso, 2 to the back of the head, and 1 to the left side of his face.
Wait, is this Tory? Is that who this is? This looks like a picture from 1972.
Both lungs collapsed as a result of this attack by another inmate, and the timing, very suspicious. This went down after Meg Thee Stallion and her team were allegedly alerted to new evidence that could flip the whole case on its head. Evidence suggesting Tory is innocent.
Child, that body is bodying though. I ain't gonna hold y'all. You go, girl. Go, girl.
Yeah, the narrative that's had him locked up for over 2.5 years was built on shaky ground. And hey, let's call it what it is. It was built on lies. The real trigger puller that night wasn't Tory at all, but Megan's best friend at the time, Kelsey. Conveniently, before this new information could hit the public, Tory gets attacked and nearly lost his life. But no, fortunately for Tory, the story wouldn't end there.
Oh, so this was to keep him from. Now he already got a lawyer, so the lawyer would have the money. So that kind of don't make no sense. But then again, we just saw people who had somebody on the phone tell them, take your money out so we can investigate fraud. So, child. Anyway,
there are also reports of money being dropped on the attacker's books after the incident. So now everybody is sitting back connecting the dots. The internet is in flames, and Megan Thee Stallion is starting to catch heat. Finally, people are starting to admit that her story wasn't adding up from day one. And she wasn't alone in the takedown of Tory Lanez. She allegedly had serious help from Desiree Perez and Jay-Z's Roc Nation. They're all being accused of helping orchestrate a takedown to silence Tory once and for all. We're going to get into it, but first, take a second to make sure you're subscribed to the channel and click the notification bell for all updates. Won't waste any time. Let's go ahead and jump into it.
The rapper serving time for shooting Megan Thee Stallion is in stable condition tonight after allegedly being stabbed by another inmate in the prison yard in California. Sources say Tory Lanez was rushed to the hospital. He's expected to be okay. He's serving that 10-year sentence for shooting Megan Thee Stallion as they left an LA party back in July 2020. Priya Sridhar is joining us now. I mean, people know Tory Lanez. What happened here?
Hey, Holly, that's right. Well, we don't have a lot of information about this just yet, but what we do know from the spokesperson for that California Correctional Institute is that this attack occurred at around 7:20 this morning. They didn't give further information about exactly how Tory Lanez was stabbed or what the potential motivation could be or where he was stabbed, but they did say that staff immediately rendered medical aid. He was transported to a local hospital, and he is suffering from non-life-threatening injuries. However, several other media outlets, including the Los Angeles Times, are reporting that this was another inmate who used a shank to stab him several times. Now, just to jog your memory about what
shouldn't he be shouldn't he be on what is it called when you're not in public population, not to be in public, you know what I'm saying, private part of prison since you're famous or whatever? Shouldn't he be there?
What he was exactly doing in jail in the first place. As you mentioned, he is serving a 10-year sentence. He was convicted back in December of 2022 on 3 different felony charges: assault with a semi-automatic firearm, having a loaded unregistered firearm in a vehicle, and discharging a firearm with gross negligence. Now, this all stems from an incident back in July of 2020 when Megan Thee Stallion actually testified at the trial that he, after they were departing a party at Kylie Jenner's house, they were walking towards an SUV that they should have been riding back together in, when he apparently shot at her feet and told her to dance in the driveway.
Why the f you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my God, stop fucking lying.
Again, this is why mainstream media cannot be trusted. She literally lied about the whole story. They weren't walking to the car from Kylie's house when the incident happened. They had already left her house. This incident did not occur on Kylie's property. But the way she just reported that, that's the message that she's giving out. Then she conveniently left out how Megan and her bestie got into a physical altercation that spilled out of the car in the streets, and that's when the gun appeared and went off. But they're going to keep saying Tory shot Megan when his DNA wasn't even on the weapon. They're not telling their audience that. And that female DNA belonged to one of the 2 females in the fight. And we all know who that female is.
Tory Lanez recovers in a hospital.
Lord, 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 help your people. Why they use this? Why they use this? I can't. They don't like him. They don't like him. Whoever this news program is, Fox Local, they don't like him.
Still after a prison stabbing attack, his father and supporters gathered today to demand his release.
Former rapper was convicted of shooting Megan Thee Stallion. Fox 7's Christopher Hardo tells us about the claim of new evidence.
Bringing it to light now was made necessary by the events of this week.
Just days after rapper Tory Lanez, also known as Daystar Peterson, was attacked in prison, his attorneys are calling on Governor Newsom to pardon or commute his sentence, insisting they have new evidence Lanez didn't shoot superstar Megan Thee Stallion, but it was instead her former best friend, Kelsey Harris. And they say Harris's one-time bodyguard, Bradley James, was spurred by conscience to come forward.
Mr. James informed Unite the People that he was witness to the conversation Ms. Harris had, where she stated she had the gun, she fired it 3 times. In essence, Mr. Peterson never shot anybody.
Walter Roberts says the statement aligns with another witness who saw 2 women fighting. Lanez is serving a 10-year sentence after being convicted of shooting Stallion in the Hollywood Hills back in 2020. The singer testified against Lanez and in an op-ed wrote, quote, "Even as a victim, I have been met with skepticism and judgment. We didn't hear back from Stallion's attorney and couldn't reach Harris for comment." Lanez's lawyers say they've had the new evidence for months and were waiting on the appeals court to rule, but went public after he was stabbed in prison.
He was stabbed 14 times.
Oh, okay. So they already had it. They was waiting for something. I know it's going fast, but they did it because he was attempted red rum on him. These people do not like this man showing this daggone picture. We got to come back to this. Child.
Rapper's father, Sunstar Peterson, says his son is recovering remarkably well, but recounted the story Lanez told him.
And I quote, "Dad, I thought it was my last. And having made my peace with God, I said, okay, God, is this how it's supposed to end for me?" God said no. God told him, "Do not give up."
The family and legal team insists Lanez was never given a fair trial, raising questions about the prosecution and investigation, but now say Lanez can't wait for the appellate process to play out. In downtown LA, Chrissy Fajardo, Fox 11 News.
Tory was absolutely railroaded. Anyone with a shred of common sense could see what was happening. The actual evidence and testimony never pointed at Tory Lanez at all. His DNA wasn't even on the weapon. But guess what was? Female DNA. And instead of doing their due diligence, they conveniently skipped testing Megan's friend to see if that DNA belonged to her. Also, key testimony that could have cleared Tory wasn't taken seriously. Then there's Kelsey, Megan's ex-bestie, who showed up demanding full immunity before saying a word. Full immunity. She knew the truth, but still twisted herself into knots to protect herself, even though she couldn't be prosecuted anyway, thanks to that sweetheart deal from the prosecution. Now fast forward, Kelsey's own bodyguard has come forward and said it plain. It was Kelsey who did this to Megan. According to his testimony, he couldn't stay quiet knowing what he knew while an innocent man is locked up, taking the fall for something he didn't do.
So you mean to tell me Kelsey shot her friend Megan Thee Stallion and not Tory Lanez? It's another reason why we don't have friends. Breaking news has just came out, y'all. Kelsey's bodyguard feels so bad and his conscience has been playing on him so hard. After Tory Lanez was stabbed 14 times, this man done came forward and told the truth. Now, bodyguard, you know, this man been sitting in jail all the time and got stabbed. Yo, Kelsey pulled out the gun and fired off 3 shots and then somebody knocked the gun out of her hand, allegedly.
Now, a lot of Meg supporters didn't like it when I said that something wasn't right, that it didn't make sense that Meg had her back turned to Tory, yet she's going to testify that
I feel like we were saying that none of it made sense and that Kelsey allegedly did it anyway, way back then. That's what I was thinking, but I don't know why this man would just go to jail for it though and not. Shout out to Ms. AB stopping by to give us a thumbs up and say hello to everyone. Thank you so much. Always good to see you. Everyone, please make sure you hit the like button, subscribe if you are new. Shout out to PBL. But this sounds crazy, y'all. All of this sounds crazy.
He pew-pewed her. How can you say that you returned and still say in the same instance that you know who did what? If he did not have pew-pew residue on his hands, how is it possible that he did this to her?
So Megan Thee Stallion knew Tory Lanez did not pew.
So do you always have pew-pew residue on your hands if you use it? Is the question, y'all? Let me know. You know what I'm saying? You hear what I'm saying? I'm asking y'all, if you, anytime that you let off a pew-pew, so Reaper is saying yes, and on the body, and Return is saying yes. Okay, Kay is saying yes. So how the hell did we get here? How the hell did we get here then? If they're saying there was nothing on him, then... Child, this is crazy. This is crazy.
Pew her, and she proceeds to still lie about the whole time. You know who did it to you. You all motherfucking interviews and crying after the mother fool like this man baby, I'm with Chris Brown, free Tory Lanez. I don't care no more. I don't get how y'all really be okay with fucking up people's lives who literally, like, y'all be okay with messing up people's lives. 10 years in jail. Like, come on, be for real, for real. This man is an innocent man. Like he said, he was trying to stay quiet and, not say nothing about this. And so y'all just kept going and going and going. The bodyguard said, Kelsey pew Megan. The story just wasn't adding up at first anyway, and it was just too much going on, too many lies back to back. Like, it was so many different stories. You just didn't know what to believe from the jump. I knew that Megan was lying, but I just didn't know it was gonna come to this. Like she actually knew who did this to her. That's just up. That's crazy because now an innocent person is in jail because you was mad or you just didn't want to be exposed for being a liar. Like, you still came out.
Like I said years ago, Tory should have never left Kylie Jenner's house that night with Megan. That was the biggest mistake of his life.
Shout out to me. I said the same thing, child. You could have taken her down. You could be her next baby father, possibly. But he had to go with a woman or two because they said, bring your ass, bring your ass. We said you can't stay here with her because we know what's about to go down. Allegedly. Reaper said, set up by Rock Nation, her management group, allegedly. So why were they setting him up, though, is the next question. The alleged reason. I'm trying to understand what I'm missing. Kylie and them boobs. All these boobs is boobing up here.
Megan was belligerent, drunk, and jealous. Even after sneaking behind her best friend's back to sleep with Tory, who was dealing with him before she was. Megan wanted all the attention.
Wait. It was Kelsey that was messing with Tory first, and then Megan came and was messing with him after. I mean, we know she lies because we saw her lie on there with Gayle King. Plus, I've seen the video with her with Trey Songz. I don't think I knew that. I thought it was he was with Meg first and then was with Kelsey. Wow. Why does girl look like a typical on Instagram though? This girl on the left. She look like she belong on Instagram. Ms. AB said, yup, girl code to the max. Ain't no girl. So another indication of what I say about the sisterhood, that there's no such thing. If it's something that they want, that they see, they gonna go for it. Child. Shar says, yes, it's called gunpowder and it can stay on your hands and clothes for up to 8 hours. That's why people change. That's why people change their clothes right away, but forget to wash their hands. Wow. Reaper said Kelsey's first, then Megan. They fighting in the car. Kelsey pew her cause Meg. Oh, wow. Skinny Boy, shout out to you. This is my backup page. Tory found a way to make millions via NFTs. He circumvented the record companies and they did. Oh, no. Wow. Allegedly. Woo, Lord, help your people.
And couldn't stand the thought of Kelsey getting any. Then she saw Tory and Kylie flirting at that party and she lost it. That mix of jealousy, envy, and alcohol from somebody who couldn't handle their liquor was a complete disaster, all caused by Megan, who was combative and impulsive. Tory didn't even want to leave. He was trying to stay and chill at Kylie's house. But Megan couldn't let that happen. She got the driver to turn the vehicle around, went back in there, and got him to come back with her. And that right there, the biggest mistake of his life. He had no business being anywhere near those lying, conniving, jealous Jezebels. If he had stayed where he was, he wouldn't have been.
They probably said, how you gonna do this to black women? You gonna stay with that white girl when we came together, we leave together. How you gonna do this? You gonna display? I got black fatigue, y'all. I got black fatigue right now, child. I can't.
Caught in the crossfire when Megan and Kelsey started going at it. No, she wouldn't have been able to make him the scapegoat. Then came the indictment. Tory believed the evidence, logic, and truth would clear his name. What he didn't count on was the full-force smear campaign. When feminism is involved, it's not about facts. It's about feelings, optics, and emotional manipulation. They'll lie, twist narratives, cry on cue, and play victim, even when they're dead wrong. And people will eat it up. Tory underestimated how far they'll go to destroy a man's life. We're talking about zero logic, zero fairness, zero common sense, just a mission. And now it's all starting to unravel. Listen, this will indeed backfire hard on both Kelsey and Megan. They both watched him get 10 years for something he didn't do. Yeah, they're going to pay for what they've done. And don't think it's a coincidence. Meg was riding high on top of the world, then went on tour, brought Glorilla with her, and now Glorilla is on top. The industry's already moving on. And Megan, she's about to learn firsthand what happens when they're done using you. Nothing good is going to come from this. Nah, not after destroying a man's life and sending him to prison for 10 years over a lie. Just like so many others who've been buried by the same kind of manipulative, calculated deceit. Let's go ahead and get the conversation started.
Wow, I'm over here flabbergasted, y'all. Over here totally flabbergasted. Wow. Oh, Lord, help your people. That's crazy. I didn't know all that. Or maybe I forgot. I honestly thought it was Meg first, Kelsey second. But I guess now that I think about it from memory, that they were kind of in a relationship maybe. And then Meg, of course, no one else could have anything, allegedly. She was jealous. So then she had to come behind. Shout out to the sisterhood. Shout out to the sisterhood. Shit I already knew. Good luck to them people. Child, at least that man is not deceased though, because child, he definitely was, that was a plan to take him on up out of here. I don't care what nobody says. As soon as I heard that mess, I'm just like, what the F is going on? And what did y'all call it? Shit, I forgot what y'all called it. Where he's a lone PC. PC when you're in prison. But Miss AB, yeah, he's really lucky. That's definitely God on his side. I'm still flabbergasted by that. All right, I thought I was ending on a happier note, y'all. I'm sorry. I thought it was going to be something different. Now I feel like I need to ponder this to see what the hell is going on. I got to keep up with this. That's crazy. These biatches. Thank you. Protective custody. Thank you. Child, I'm old. Anyway, y'all, I'm done. It's 3 hours, y'all. That's half damn crazy. We learned some good stuff today, though. Shout out to y'all. I see you. I appreciate you. Shout out to everyone that donated today. Shout out to Reaper for the 10 membership stream spots. Yet again. Thank you so much. Shout out to all the channel members. I appreciate your support. Shout out to all the mods. Thank you for everything that you do. Shout out to everybody that has already subscribed. Anybody that is new, I'm trying to get over to the hump to 39,000, child. It's been a uphill battle for sure, but hopefully we can make that sometime before this month is over. So anything that y'all, make sure that you hit the button, make sure that you watch the video, make sure that you share everything. That would help out tremendously. Tomorrow, if I do live stream, it will be somewhere in the late afternoon or evening because I got to go see my daddy tomorrow. And so I got to go to Maryland. So that's what's going on tomorrow. Other than that, we'll be back on Monday, of course. So again, thank you all for all of your support. I appreciate y'all. I see you all in the next one.
It is difficult. You don't go blind because you married. I see titties and booties every day. Huh? I see titties and booties every day. I see titties and booties every day. I see titties and booties every day. Brothers, y'all gonna leave me out here? I need the men to stand up and say amen. If you ain't said that, all sir. Let the church say amen. Titties and booties, titties and booties, titties and booties. I see titties and booties, titties and booties, titties and booties, titties and booties. I see titties and every day. Titties and booties, titties and booties, titties and booties. I see titties and booties, titties and booties, titties and booties, titties and booties. Wait, the wing makes go. What kind of shit is that? Booties, booties and titties and titties and booties, titties and titties and titties and every day. Booties and titties and titties and booties, booties and titties and titties and booties, booties and titties and titties and booties, booties and titties and titties and every day. Titties and booties, 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 titties and booties. I need the men to stand up and say amen. Brothers, y'all gonna leave me out here? Titties and booties, titties and booties, titties and booties. I see titties and booties.